The Winter Wellness Diet: How to use the cold to fire up your metabolism and melt the fat away. Brought to you by The Body Blog. What are the first three letters of diet? DIE. Yep, because generally when people go on diets, the structure of it all is too much to handle for any significant amount of time. Hence, you'd rather die than stay on the diet any longer. It would be naive to think that some people don't succeed with dieting to lose weight or get healthy, but generally those people are ones who change their lives during the dieting period. No diet will ever work if you go back to eating, exercising and living life the exact same as you did before you started torturing yourself. The Winter Wellness Diet will help you lose weight, it will help you get healthier, but it is a lifestyle change as much as anything else. Other fad diets that I'm sure you've heard of are designed to be money makers. Just because a doctor came up with it. To plug into the Body Blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Diet or endorses it doesn't mean it's healthy. There are big bucks in creating a brand name, a logo and then licensing that to companies to put on their products. In addition, writing a best-selling book is pretty profitable for these people as well. I'm not trying to get this published, unless you know anybody who wants to pay me. I just want to share good health and nutrition principles with anyone who wants to live a healthier, leaner life that tastes good and feels good. You'll never see a Winter Wellness approved logo on a food package. Why? Because you literally have access to pretty much any piece of fresh fruit or vegetable you can get your hands on. Buying food in a package that has been shipped thousands of miles to get to your grocer is probably the first thing you'll stop doing, not the first thing you'll start looking for. So take a journey with me the next few months and see how good it can feel to lose weight, have more energy, detoxify your body and never get sick again. Why we get fat and unhealthy. Throughout this book, take off your conventional thinking hat and put on your common sense hat. You will read a lot of information that you have never heard presented in this way before. Gaining weight is not an overnight thing. Our bodies weren't designed to gain weight, we have forced them into that situation. We aren't bears that put on huge stores of fat so we can live through winter hibernation. Weight gain actually stems from us depriving our bodies. Yep, that's right. We don't give our bodies enough of the quality nutrients that it needs and our body responds by gaining weight. If we consistently eat a diet that is nutrient deficient, our body responds by lowering our metabolism, generally, so that when we eat the same amount of calories, less are used, therefore we need less calories. Our bodies are defending themselves from wellness. If we are using less, but consuming the same amount, much of that excess will be stored as fat. Understanding the following point will be invaluable in creating your mindset to be healthy and lose weight. Our bodies need nutrients. If we are consistently consuming food that is deprived of nutrients, that is doesn't have enough, then our body will signal us to eat more. Here is a metaphor to explain this situation. Your body is like your household finances. Nutrients are money and eating is the work you do to get the money. If you need more money, what do? Work more/eat more. What if that is still not enough? Then you go get the second job, or a third. This is how your body views nutrients. It needs more, but is doing the best it can with what you feed it. Our budgets need a lot of money and our bodies need a lot of nutrients. Inevitably, if you eat more, you will gain more weight. That's why you may be hungry all the time. Your body is hungry, but not for food, it's hungry for nutrients. Many of us don't understand this and so are doomed to overeating, which leads to weight gain. Nobody wants to work a second job or a third job to get enough money for the bills. The same can be said for eating. At their core, people don't want to eat 5,000 calories per day. You may ask how some people eat like crap and stay skinny. Well, first of all, being skinny doesn't mean you're healthy. A high metabolism may be a benefit, but it's not a cure-all. 21-2. I've read about some scientists researching an enzyme or lack thereof in the digestive system. Some people have the enzyme which encourages fat storage while some people don't, which means they can burn fat as energy more often. Either way, that gene has nothing to do with whether or not you get enough nutrients. Lots of skinny people get sick all the time, have diseases or get cancer just the same as overweight folks. So that's why I submit we define being unhealthy as not getting enough nutrients. Everyone is different. As you are reading this, you may feel that you could lose some extra pounds, or if that's not a problem, not getting sick and not worrying about cancer would be nice, right? We'll get into the nuts and bolts of the nutrients our body needs later on, but for now go with this: gaining weight and getting sick is the result of not getting enough of the nutrients that our body needs to operate and stay healthy. Everyone is different and therefore will have different specific needs. There are basic needs common to everyone, and this book will give you the knowledge to meet your basic nutrient needs. In addition, the more you learn about different nutrients, the better you can help your body meet its individual needs. The best medicine is the knowledge of how to recognize your unique needs and meet them. Why diets fail. 1. Diets at their core are designed to deprive our bodies of calories. Conventional thinking says that overeating, or too many calories, are what makes us fat and or unhealthy in the first place. We just addressed the root causes of being unhealthy and overweight, so already you can begin to see that just cutting calories is not the solution. Your body is a giant battery and has fat stores in it. When you deprive it of the food energy it needs, yes, it will begin to burn fat for energy. The fat is converted to glucose, blood sugars, and then burned as the energy you need. However, this is a short-term fix. The second you cheat or break your diet, eat more calories, your body reacts by storing even more fat. You have confused that into thinking that you may starve yourself again, and so the reaction is to put on even more weight to prepare for this possibility. You have probably heard this referred to as the yo-yo effect. That brings us to the next reason diets fail. They are temporary. No diet I have ever heard of can last forever. Additionally, we are hardwired to want variety. Boredom is a real human emotion and it relates to our food as well. Unless we grew up eating a very limited diet, and have never deviated from it, our senses desire variety. Given that, in any calorie-cutting diet, there is not enough variety to keep us from cheating. Even if you have enough willpower to make it to your weight loss goal, most people go back to plug into the body blog community or read more health articles. Check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Eating that diet, tasty with variety, and unhealthy foods, and just put the weight back on for the previously talked about reasons. If you are always worried about what you can and can't eat, that makes the diet harder to stick to. Education is the key to any kind of progress in life. That's why this book is going to make it simple to know what you should and shouldn't eat, and make it easy to have those foods around at all times. I would like to take a moment to address nutrition education. This is often why many other diet plans fail. The participant is none the wiser to how their body works. They are just following a specific plan of caloric deficiency with no idea how it's actually affecting them inside. You may have heard or read horror stories of people going vegetarian or vegan and getting really sick or their teeth falling out, etc. Some of these stories may be true, but the fact is that you don't get sick and your teeth certainly don't fall out if you are getting the proper nutrients. With other diets, you're hungry, your breath stinks, you get constipated, etc. The winter wellness diet is different because it addresses all of your body's nutrient needs. This allows your body to detoxify, repair and have tons of energy in the long run. Diets in the conventional sense are expensive. Buying specific food, drinks and supplements at the start often has a big impact on a budget. I did a review of the new Zone 123 diet last year and products ran upwards of $700 per month. That's in addition to the regular food you buy at the store, or farmer's market if you're going green. $700 is either enough to keep most people away from dieting, cause them to quit sooner, or get really mad when they yo-yo back to their original weight or more and feel like they wasted their money. Now, I can honestly say that I have never experienced this feeling because of my weight, but depression can be a big deterrent to starting a diet. 25. First of all, on a physiological level, if your body is deprived of the correct nutrients, depression can be a predictable result. 22. There are many nutrition therapies for depression, as it has been found that many causes of depression come from hormonal imbalances in the body. Basically, the brain doesn't get enough nutrients to operate properly and ends up not producing the correct hormones in the correct amounts. 3. CBS reported on this in 2004. Nutrition therapy for depression gets more popular every year. Depression can absolutely be a huge obstacle. Maybe you think that if people find out you're on a diet they will judge you. Well, I've got news for you: if you are unhealthy, overweight, or both, people are judging you anyway. But I say, who cares? Even if the world thinks there is no way you'll succeed with this diet, this time, all you have to do is prove them wrong once. Am I right? You're not making this choice to lose weight or get healthy for anyone else but yourself. Let's do this, you and I, together. Why the Winter Wellness Diet, WWD? Let's get away from philosophy and talk some tactics for a minute. Traditionally, winter time is when we stay inside with a heater, fireplace, lots of blankets, cats on our lap, and any other warm situation you can think of. Even though I live in Orange County, California, I still get cold in the winter. It's all relative. Chicago residents, I am sure, will beg to differ, and yes, you have a point. Keep in mind you can't use the cold to fire up your metabolism if you get frostbite. I am introducing a whole new idea for a diet based on one of the oldest traditional North American cultures, the Inuit Eskimos. This is not the Inuit diet though. That is a diet fad that some people follow, eating high-fat, high-protein Inuit-style food because Inuits are generally regarded as long-lived and disease-free. However, there are many shortfalls to this diet and many obstacles that people don't even think about. The Inuits eat a lot of their diet raw. They eat raw livers and other organs along with drinking seal blood. You know why they do this? To get the proper nutrients so they can stay alive. Vitamin C, which is an important part of the WWD, is generally hard to come by with the Inuit diet. Without fresh fruits and vegetables, vitamin C is only available by eating the raw organs of freshly killed animals and drinking their blood. Feel like doing that? Yeah, me neither. 4. Plus, the Inuits don't actually live for any amazing amount of time. Average life expectancy ranges from 60 to 80 years, which is nothing special. Okay, but why bring up the Inuit diet? Here's the deal. They live in the Arctic. It's cold out there and they need to stay warm. Humans, mammals, are warm-blooded, and therefore we have to stay at or around 98.7 degrees or we will have some serious issues. When it's hot, we sweat to cool down. When it's cold, we burn extra calories that are converted to heat energy to warm us up. This is the premise for the WWD. The Inuit eat upwards of 6,000 calories per day in the winter. Yes, that's how many calories it can take to keep them warm enough to avoid hypothermia. Keep in mind that they also wear furs, coats, and have some modern heating amenities. So no, you won't be trying to freeze yourself. The only way to consume 6,000 calories a day is to eat a lot of fat. Since the traditional Inuit diet is rich in protein and fat, some of the protein and most of the fat is converted to glucose in the liver for energy because your cells use the glucose as energy. Let's take a second very briefly to talk about how the body converts food to energy. This is a brief lesson, although important. It is not a lesson in molecular biology. Adenosine triphosphate is the primary energy that our cells burn for fuel. Mitochondria in the cells generally take glucose, blood sugar, to make this fuel our cells need to operate. However, when we run low on glucose, our body uses two other sources to make up. Protein can be converted by the liver into glucose. This happens when we consume more protein than our body needs to use, or when we really need glucose and our body takes protein from our muscles and converts it. The second way is that our body converts our fat stores and converts them into glycerol and other fatty acids which the mitochondria can convert into ATP. I know the science of it isn't all that. To plug into the body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Fun to read about, but it's important to understand when considering diets and how they work. Many fad diets out there suggest that you cut out the carbs and just eat protein. The reasoning behind this is that your liver can convert the extra protein to glucose, as explained above, to power your cells. In addition, when the protein runs out, then your body will burn fat for the same process. This is called glucogenesis, and it is a survival mechanism, not a means for everyday functioning. What an awesome scenario, right? I mean, if you're trying to lose weight, by eating a really high-protein diet you can burn off your fat. Wrong. See, the problem is that meat and fat don't have the vitamins and minerals that your body truly needs. Burning protein and fat for energy is a short-sighted idea for losing weight. It has nothing to do with getting healthy, and as previously stated, the second you go off the diet, your body will most likely yo-yo back. Taking vitamins and other supplements don't solve the problem, as I will explain later in the micronutrients section. How does the cold turn up our metabolism? Now that you have a little more information than the average person about why these other diets don't work, let me finish the reason why the WWD can work for you. When the weather cools down in the fall and gets cold in the winter, our biological need to stay warm kicks in. If the Inuit need 6,000 calories a day just to stay warm and stay alive, then you and I, living with relative modern comforts, can use that knowledge to our advantage. Like I said, the only way to get 6,000 calories is to eat a lot of fat, because it has twice the amount of calories of protein or carbs. So here is how the WWD works. We are going to cut your fat intake drastically this fall and winter. We are going to go on a diet that is high in the nutrients your body needs, vitamins, minerals, carbs, protein, and cut your fat intake down to only supplying your basic need. When it gets cold, your body kicks in that natural instinct to burn more calories. To stay warm, it will start accessing those fat stores and melt them away. There is only one way to gain weight: you consume more calories than your body uses. There is only one way to lose weight: you consume less calories than your body needs. This winter we are going to consume more nutrients, but less calories, than your body has ever gotten before, while letting that metabolism fire up and burn off all those extra pounds of fat. Your body needs nutrients to survive and thrive, not calories. Unfortunately, the modern climate of large food companies and supplement companies all trying to sell more product have been able to infiltrate our government systems and influence policies. The modern food pyramid is a load of crap. The modern recommendations for percentages are crap. 40% carbs, 30% protein and 30% fat. Folks, we need to put back on our common sense hat and stop blindly following the advice of the people that want to sell us stuff. That's what this diet is all about: common sense thinking outside the box for the healthiest you yet. I will break down the details of the essential nutrients we need for our bodies to be healthy and start to drop weight in just a little bit. Keep reading. Changing our diet is only half the battle. The WWD is all about getting healthy from the inside out, which results in weight loss, more energy, and an overall feeling of vitality. You can absolutely lose weight by simply changing your diet and giving your body the nutrients it has been starving for your whole life. I have worked with many people, overweight their whole lives, who lost weight simply by changing the way they eat. I'm not talking about going on a diet. I'm talking about lifestyle changes that result in eating different food for the rest of your life. Changing your diet doesn't involve never eating your favorite foods again. Changing your diet means that you take a step back and assess where you get your calories from. If your typical diet has been 40% carbs, 30% fat and 30% protein like a typical American diet resembles, I doubt that you are reading this book looking and feeling the best you've ever been. Here is the new look percentages that we are going to focus on. 65 to 70% carbs, 20 to 25% protein and 10 to 15% fat. Digest those numbers because they are going to be your North Star, your compass, what guides you for the next few months. A simple change in mindset is all it will take. Let me explain briefly how I came to those numbers and why it's important to you. If you want to be the best basketball player and could have anyone be your coach, would you choose Michael Jordan or the guy who sat the bench and never scored a point? If you want to be the best cyclist, do you talk to Lance Armstrong or your neighbor who occasionally goes for a weekend ride? If you want to be the richest person in the world, do you talk to Bill Gates or the person working at the drive-thru? The same goes for health. If you want to be the healthiest and fittest you've ever been, do you take advice from the healthiest, fittest, disease-free, longest-living cultures or the American society that has the highest cancer rates, the most obese and unhealthiest population in the world? Well, it just so happens that there have been studies published and books written on the healthiest, longest-living, almost, disease-free societies in the world. I have read as many of these studies and books as I can get my hands on, and a select few have really shaped my view of how to be truly healthy. 5,6. The top two that I connect with are T. Colin Campbell's The China Study and John Robbins' Healthy at 100. The China Study was a research project culminated in a 20-year partnership of Cornell University, Oxford University, and the Chinese Academy of Preventive Medicine, a survey of diseases and lifestyle factors in rural China and Taiwan. More commonly known as the China Study, this project eventually. To plug into the Body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Produced more than 8,000 statistically significant associations between various dietary factors and disease. The findings? People who ate the most animal-based foods got the most chronic disease. People who ate the most plant-based foods were the healthiest and tended to avoid chronic disease. These results could not be ignored, said Dr. Campbell. As for Healthy at 100, John Robbins writes about 4 cultures with the longest lifespans on Earth, bringing the traditions of these ancient and vibrantly healthy cultures together with the latest breakthroughs in medical science. Robbins reveals that, remarkably, they both point in the same direction. The result is an inspirational synthesis of years of research into healthy aging, in which Robbins has isolated the characteristics that will enable us to live long, and most important, joyous lives. I am not a scientist who has devoted my life's work to researching statistically significant findings, or an anthropologist who discovers the secrets of other cultures. No, I am a person who is passionate about living the longest, healthiest, disease-free and joyful life that I possibly can. I asked Michael Jordan to be my basketball coach, Lance Armstrong to teach me how to ride, and 1 billion people in China to provide me with evidence on what type of diet I should be eating. That's how I came to believe that a diet high in fiber-rich, plant-based foods and low in fat can help me lead the life of my dreams and have the energy and longevity to share it with others. Like I said, diet is only half the battle though. Efficient exercise is the other half of the battle. Many of the rural cultures described in Healthy at 100 naturally work exercise into their lives. They live in areas where getting a whole body workout is just part of living an everyday life. Going to the gym isn't necessary because they are lifting, hiking, pushing, pulling and working all day long. For you and I who live in suburbia, chances are that our daily routine involves less strenuous activities. Therefore, going to the gym or finding a way to exercise is not just important, but essential to our overall health and well-being. Exercising is not just about burning calories and raising our metabolism. It's important, but there are other critical reasons to exercise and get plenty of physical activity. For weight loss, exercising to burn calories and raise our metabolism is essential. When it comes to getting healthy though, it's crucial you understand how that exercising is affecting you inside your body. Raising our heart rate pumps blood around our body and increases the circulation. Blood carries oxygen, which is vitally important to every cell in our body. So the more we get our blood pumping, The better our circulation is and the more cells in our body get the amount of oxygen they need to operate efficiently. Generally our blood pressure comes down, which means the most important muscle in our body, our heart, doesn't have to work as hard to circulate the blood. Knowing that, now we can talk about exercising more effectively in order to circulate that blood around better. Blood, and oxygen, goes to the muscles that are working the hardest. Just hopping on the elliptical, called preacher sometimes, machine at the gym is better than nothing, but it doesn't really stress our muscles for maximum benefit. I believe these types of machines are part of a great warm-up. They get our hearts pumping and blood starting to flow. To lose more weight we need to burn more calories. Since we don't want to spend all day in the gym, I'll give you some philosophies to consider for the most efficient workout, most calories burned for the time spent. For short bursts of energy our muscles typically use up derived from glucose, carbs, already present in our cells. The endurance muscles that are used for longer cardio workouts are accessing our fat stores and burning those for energy. It all has to do with the types of activity you are doing and the oxygen that is present at the time. I'll leave it to the author of a different book to explain that to you if you're truly interested. For now, what I am suggesting with the WWD is to exercise in such a way that you keep your heart pumping hard the whole time. Work in weights so you are using multiple muscles and burning energy in multiple ways, which increases the efficiency of your workouts. A good warm-up is important to get your body in calorie-burning mode, but it also helps prevent injury. If you hurt yourself and can't work out, you aren't losing weight or getting healthier. I have seen this time after time. Someone gets all motivated to work out and lose weight and ouch, an injury, and they can't work out for weeks. Weights, dumbbells, can help you work more muscles and in different ways to burn more energy. Switching exercises throughout your workout will work different muscles, resulting in better blood flow and circulation throughout your body with more calories burned. Keeping breaks to a minimum to drink water or quickly catch your breath will help maximize the time you are working your muscles. The secret third half of the battle for health. Yes, I know that's an oxymoron, but there is another important step to getting healthy and losing weight. The third step is what holds a lot of people back from achieving real changes. We need to eliminate the toxins from our bodies. Sounds simple, right? You may ask, isn't that why I am exercising and changing my diet? To eliminate those toxins from my body? Yes. It's important to consider how the process works. Remember why we tend to yo-yo around unconventional diets? Our body doesn't trust us. It thinks that we are going to starve it again, in the sense of a calorie-restricted diet, and so puts on as much weight as it can to prepare for the next diet you try. See, when you change your diet and start giving your body what it truly wants nutritionally, that's when it can finally start to get. To plug into the Body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Comfortable. Your body starts to trust that you will continue to give it the nutrients it needs to operate. This doesn't necessarily happen overnight, but it can fairly quickly. When this happens, we need to guard that trust with our lives. Our ability to get and stay healthy depends on our body's ability to trust us. Seriously. However, be prepared for what will happen if you are unhealthy, malnourished, overweight, or all the above. Toxins. We throw that word around so much in our society that it becomes comfortable. Well, get ready to get uncomfortable. When our bodies detoxify, it can be very uncomfortable. Keep in mind this is a good thing in the long run. When asked, would you rather have toxins in your body or out? What is your response? How and why does the detox work though? Your body has been craving more nutrients your whole life. When you start to feed it those on a consistent basis, it will start to get rid of some of that excessive weight. Just like the metaphor about getting another job for more money. If you get a raise at your first job, then you may not need that third job for the extra money. If you do really well and get a promotion and another raise, then you may not need job number 2 anymore either. Get it? If nutrients are money and eating is your job, the more nutrients/money you have, the less you need to eat/work. If you start giving your body more nutrients, it can start dropping that extra weight. It generally increases your metabolism to burn the fat away, or actually just releases the fat altogether and you poop it out. Back to toxins. Fatty tissue is where most of the toxins in your body are stored. Your body doesn't use fat as much because it runs on carbohydrates, and so fat cells are the perfect place to store the excess toxins. When you start eating better food and exercising more, now your body wants to access those fat stores either for energy or to eliminate them. Well, this releases those toxins back into your blood. When this is happening on a large scale all over your body, you will feel sick. Also, you may get headaches, feel nauseous, get acne, or acne may get worse if you already have it, metallic taste in the mouth, from eliminating toxic heavy metal stores, body odor and more. Oh yes, it will be fun. Just remember to ask yourself the question, would I rather have toxins inside me or out? Clean blood and a healthy liver. These are the two most important things to getting healthy, losing weight and living a long life that is free of sickness and disease. With the traditional Western diet, these two organs are literally put through the ringer. We overwork them to the point of exhaustion, cleaning out chemicals from our food, processing excess hormones and too many animal proteins. When the liver and kidneys are overworked, the excess load of toxic chemicals and heavy metals in our blood are stored in our fat and other fatty tissues, ironically, like the kidneys and liver. Detoxifying is your body trying to finally rid itself of these foreign substances. The only way to do this is put them in your bloodstream to get them out. So be ready. Everyone is different, so don't anticipate exactly what will happen, just know that when it does, it is for the best. Lots of water. When it comes to moving toxins out of your body, drinking a ton of water is essential. You need to encourage the flushing out of excess from your blood and digestive system. Besides that, chronic dehydration is a common problem in our population. It leads to getting sick more often, premature aging signs like wrinkles, cells being malnourished and many other issues. Remember that our bodies are 3/4 water by weight. That's a lot of water. Having an ample hydration level in our bodies means that our cells can flush out the bad stuff and bring in new fluid. Familiar with the phrase, shit, shower and shave? It refers to someone getting clean. Clean out the insides, and clean off the outside. Drinking more water allows our cells to do just that, flush out that bad stuff and clean up while taking in some new nutrients. At the gym after working out, I love going in the sauna or steam room to force sweat. Making your body sweat pushes toxins out of your cells, because they are carried out in the sweat. Drinking a lot of water afterwards rehydrates those cells and you literally feel like you've had a shower inside your body. If your gym has a sauna or steam room, I highly recommend that you take advantage of it. Stay in as long as it feels safe. You will heat up and that's a good thing, but don't spend more than 15 minutes in there. Forcing your body to sweat and cool down is also really good for burning calories. It is an energy-intense process to cool down when you've heated up. Make sure you drink plenty of water after though. You'd be surprised how much water you lose through sweat. I personally drink about 2 liters of water if I spend 10 to 15 minutes in either the steam room or sauna. With all this talk about hydration, it's important to understand that your body wants fresh and pure water for this process. Sodas and juices do not hydrate you. If you think that you're getting plenty of water throughout the day because you drink coffee, juice, soda or something like Crystal Light, you're gravely mistaken. With the WWD we are going to focus on drinking plenty of fresh water, juice from freshly pressed fruits and veggies and nutrient densities. These will help hydrate you and flush toxins out of your body. Pasteurized fruit juices have been boiled and so their beneficial enzymes have been killed. Sometimes fruit juices will even add extra sugar, or if they are from concentrate they have more sugar anyway. Sodas have so much sugar in them they are not good for your health. I don't think I need to explain how an extra 150 calories per soda is counterproductive. Diet sodas and drinks like Crystal Light are not the answer either because they contain many chemicals including artificial sweeteners. They are poisons to your body. All these drinks dehydrate you even more because they force your body to draw water from cells to try and flush out the toxins and excess sugars. This puts a toxic load on your liver and kidneys once again. If your body is craving these other drinks, it's because you're addicted to the chemicals in them. It may not be easy to give them up and you may feel like you need a sweet drink, but trust me, your tastes will change as you get healthier. To plug into the Body Blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. How to hydrate with this diet and get maximum health benefits at the same time. First of all, let me make a point about drinking water throughout the day. Drink lots of water in between meals, not with meals. Your body produces hydrochloric acid to break down your food at mealtime. When you drink water with your meal, it dilutes this acid and so your food doesn't digest properly. If it doesn't digest properly, you don't get the nutrients, and by now you know this causes you to overeat throughout the day. Stop drinking water about 20 to 30 minutes before you eat, and don't drink any for about 45 minutes after you eat. A small sip is fine to help you wash out your mouth, but a glassful is too much. Okay, we've discussed that your body heating up when it's cold and cooling down when it's hot are both calorie-intense processes. So we are going to use this knowledge along with hydrating in the WWD for detoxifying and burning calories. Drinking cold water throughout the day lowers your core body temperature. This causes your body to react by heating up. Also, drinking hot teas will help your body to sweat, in small amounts, expelling toxins through the skin. Drinking healthy teas can help put nutrients into your body that you need and keep you alert and focused at work during the day. Waiting that 45 minutes or so after you eat and then drinking warm or hot teas can aid in digestion. Animal fats are solid and tough for your body to break down, so drinking a warm liquid aids in this process. I actually recommend that you not eat meat at all for the most optimal results, but I understand that cutting down and cutting out animal products is a process and not for everyone to quit cold turkey, pun partially intended. So with the WWD I will give you the best chance to be the healthiest you can be given your circumstances. Why a high-fiber diet is essential. Fiber is one of the most deficient nutrients in our diets. Food processing depletes the fiber content of the food. We all know the benefits of fiber. It helps us poop. So much more than going to the bathroom, fiber actually helps to regulate the uptake of sugars from our digestive tract into our bloodstream. Fiberless, refined foods break down very quickly and cause our blood sugar to spike, causing a rush of insulin to be secreted from our pancreas. Higher blood sugar results in more insulin being produced. The blood sugar that is not burned as energy is then stored as fat. Over time, this process repeated over and over, leads to a diabetic condition where our pancreas doesn't produce the proper amount of insulin, called type 2 diabetes. It is one of the biggest health concerns in the Western world today. As we gain weight, fat actually inhibits the insulin trying to escort blood sugar into cells. The modern farming practices, fertilizers, insecticides, early harvesting, all result in our food having less nutrients than past generations. Let me reiterate, food processing is a major cause for less fiber. There are two kinds of fiber, soluble and insoluble. Soluble means that it absorbs water and expands. Insoluble means that your body doesn't digest it and it doesn't absorb water. Soluble fiber, because it absorbs water, is a bit slimy. When it expands, it acts as a bulldozer, moving waste through your intestines easily and quickly. Insoluble fiber acts as a scrubber, helping to keep the intestinal walls free of buildup. The reason that we want waste to move through our systems quickly is just that, it's waste. Waste is toxic, and the longer it sits in our bowels, the more of that toxic waste gets absorbed into our blood. Also, The last thing we want is for waste to accumulate on the walls of our intestines and sit there, slowly leaching toxic substances into our blood over time. This is actually what many scientists believe leads to colon cancer. Recall that most of us are chronically dehydrated. If soluble fiber needs water to do its job correctly, then we aren't helping it. On top of that, we can't get enough insoluble fiber in our diets without eating a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. Generally, fruits contain more soluble fiber and vegetables more insoluble fiber. If we aren't getting enough insoluble fiber, then we probably have toxic sludge sticking to our intestinal walls all the way through our digestive system. Yuck. Why are health officials so careful about trying to keep landfills sealed and away from our drinking water sources? Because we don't want landfills leaching their toxins into our water supply and contaminating it. Those who eat the typical Western diet are allowing exactly that to happen inside our bodies. Fiber also fills us up. Refined foods that are low in fiber generally break down very quickly and easily inside our stomachs. This is generally why people who eat breakfast cereals in the morning tend to eat more throughout the day, because they start their day with a nutrient-lacking, low-fiber meal that triggers their body to want more and more the whole day. With our stomachs half full and lacking nutrients, we are going to feel the need to eat more. Once again, eating excess calories is what we want to get away from. Eating high-fiber, nutrient-dense meals will help our stomachs feel full and our bodies satisfied we gave them enough nutrients to operate. This is a benefit to people who are used to eating a lot. You can make salads and vegetable dishes as big as you want and not worry about your weight. Vegetables are filled with nutrients and fiber that our body craves. Eating more of them will only help you lose weight faster. Nothing wrong with that. Basic introduction to macronutrients. If you ever took economics in school, you may remember there are two kinds, macroeconomics and microeconomics. Macroeconomics studied the economy as a whole and how something going on in the overall economy might affect the individual. Microeconomics was the study of how an individual's behavior would affect the economy as a whole. Similarly, there are two different classifications when it comes to your food. Macronutrients, larger classification of calories defined as fat, carbohydrates and protein. Micronutrients are the small integral parts of each macronutrient, which include vitamins, minerals and others I will go into in the next section. To plug into the Body Blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. If you want to make the types of decisions that will lead to weight loss and better health, then you need to know the important details. You don't have to become a certified nutritionist, I didn't, but the basics of each nutrient will give you a strong enough foundation for the rest of your life. Protein. 7. The most abundant nutrient after water, protein makes up 50% of the structure of your body as dry weight. Protein is just a combination of amino acids. Chains are between 50 and thousands of amino acids bonded together to make a protein. There are 22 commonly used amino acids in the human body. They are divided into essential amino acids 8 to 10 depending on the definition, meaning your body can make them and needs them through your diet. Non-essential amino acids are what your body can make with the essential amino acids present. Think of amino acids like a huge pile of Legos. Given the right Legos, you can build anything. There are about 50,000 different tasks your body uses protein and protein messengers for. We need a fresh supply of amino acids every day because we don't store protein. Either we use it, it gets converted to glucose, blood sugar, or our liver converts it to urea for our kidneys to process and we pee it out. Basically, that long explanation was for you to see that protein does not equal meat. Protein is simply combinations of amino acids. Amino acids are in every fruit, vegetable, grain, nut, seed, bean and mushroom we eat. Stop associating protein with meat and you are well on your way to losing weight and getting healthy. Protein is probably the most misunderstood macronutrient because society at large, our doctors and family generally regard meat as the best source of protein and an essential part of being healthy. This could not be further from the truth, as I will explain later. Once again, we need all three macronutrients, but if you just assume that getting them any way they come across your plate is okay, then you need to keep eating. Carbohydrates. I will spend as much time on carbohydrates, because they aren't inherently evil like some of the other diets out there say. However, they can be dangerous to our health if consumed incorrectly, which is why you need to understand them. Carbohydrates are the main power supply for our body. They are sugars, starches and fibers. Sugars and starches are what our body will break down and that each of our cells uses for energy. These include simple and complex carbohydrates, which basically classifies its complexity and how quickly it is broken down and absorbed into the bloodstream. Insulin is the hormone produced by our pancreas that binds itself to the blood sugar glucose and escorts it into the cell to burn as energy. The key for carbohydrates, if your goal is to be healthy and lose weight, is to eat as unrefined as possible. Fiber in fruits, grains and vegetables helps to slow the digestion enough so our pancreas can keep up with enough insulin. Fructose is a simple sugar found in many fruits and starchy vegetables. 8. It needs to be converted to glucose in our liver so that our cells can use it. This means that a diet that is too high in fructose can put a toxic load on our liver and make it hard to perform other functions. Remember, clean blood, strong liver. In the modern food supply, high fructose corn syrup, HFCS, has become a standard additive to many foods and sweet drinks. It's cheap, easy to use and somewhat addictive. What more could the food companies want? Fiber and antioxidants, like vitamins, help our body process sugars more effectively, which is why we need to be careful about processed foods. Carbs can be bad if we are consistently getting our supply from refined sources such as sodas/juices, refined pastas and breads. Refining generally strips the food of valuable fiber, vitamins and minerals. This is how carbohydrates can be bad for us. Fat. Another demonized nutrient in society, but rightly so. In the Western world, our diet has become so high in processed foods, fried and processed foods that the average person is consuming 40% of their calories from fat. Even 30% of caloric intake from fat calories is considered acceptable. This is ludicrous. Cutting out most of the fat from your diet is the foundation of the WWD. Remember how fat is where many of the toxins are stored? Consider this, if you consume a fair amount of meat or animal products, you're likely getting a high amount of animal fat. That means you're constantly ingesting other animals' toxins. If you've seen how animals are raised for slaughter, you know how many toxins they likely have. I commonly advise people watch movies like Food Incorporated or The Future of Food to get the visual of the food they are putting in their bodies. However, fat is essential because it is needed to rebuild cells and make hormones. There are two different kinds of fat, saturated and unsaturated. The science of it has to do with the hydrogen saturation of the fat molecule. Most unrefined plants contain unsaturated fats, with a few exceptions of, typically, tropical trees like avocado, coconut and nuts having saturated fats. We need both, but our overconsumption of animal foods have imbalanced our saturated fat levels. Saturated fat is solid at room temperature while unsaturated fat is liquid. Think about this when eating animal products. The fat in them is solid at 98.7 degrees, which is your body temperature, roughly. That means this fat is staying solid inside your body. Think when you drink that glass of cold water after you eat. That is just making it even harder on your body to use that saturated fat. When given the choice to burn fat or carbohydrates, our bodies will burn the carbs, especially since these big chunks of cold, hard fat are floating around. We are very efficient at storing fat and will do so with ease when there is an excess amount floating around inside. Broken down further, there are 3 essential fatty acids to consider. Omega-3, 6, 9. Our bodies make omega-9 and they are commonly found in vegetables, so don't worry about those. Omega-3s and 6s are what we need to focus on to get healthy and lose weight. Scientifically documented. 23. 1 in 6 people die because of omega-3 fatty acid deficiency. We have developed such an imbalance of omega-3s compared to an overabundance of omega-6s that our health is really suffering. To plug into the Body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Most of the fats available to us in our modern diet are omega-6 fatty acids. We need to make a conscious decision to include more omega-3s. Reducing our overall fat intake will drastically cut omega-6 intake, and we'll cover omega-3 supplementation later. 9. For now, know that omega-3 fatty acids help to increase metabolism, improve brain function, build healthier cells and lower bad cholesterol. That's what we are going to focus on, getting more omega-3s and less fried foods, processed foods and packaged foods which are mostly omega-6s. Calories in each macronutrient: protein 4 calories/gram, carbohydrate 4 calories/gram, fat 9 calories/gram. Basic introduction to micronutrients. I could write a whole book on fat, protein or carbohydrates. I won't and don't want to. You know why? Because there are already a bunch of them out there. To be honest, too much attention is paid to the little details with the macronutrients. I told you I would say things in a different way and provide a different perspective, and that's what I will keep doing. Well, the truth is, the most important parts of being healthy or losing weight are the smallest things, the micronutrients. Read that again, reference this section often, and take a moment to do some quick internet research about these micronutrients. They will save your life. Micronutrients have many different categories. In fact, these tiny parts of nutrition get so little press and attention by health experts that I challenge you to do a Google search and come up with any coordinated information about micronutrients. Perhaps I will run a series on the Body blog in the near future to promote micronutrients and put as much information in one place so the rest of the world can access it. Anyway, in this section I want to give you as much information as I can, but I won't. I've found the more information people learn about one aspect of nutrition, they tend to focus on that as a quick fix. If I spend this whole section talking about vitamins, then what you'll do is forget about a lot of stuff except that you need more vitamins. Inevitably, you'll just go out and purchase a multivitamin and think I'm full of it, because that won't get you where you want to be. If you need significantly more of something I am about to go over, I will tell you at the end of this book when I recommend what to purchase or consume for your WWD. Micronutrients include vitamins, minerals and phytochemicals. Phytochemicals include some names that you may or may not have heard of: polyphenols, phytonutrients, trace minerals, bioflavonoids/flavonols, plant sterols, adaptogens and chlorophyll. I tried to put the most well-known ones first so you didn't get overwhelmed. If you have been eating a diet with cooked foods, fast food, foods from cans, boxes or bags, chances are you're not getting any or nearly enough of the above nutrients, which are so critical to your health. One other important point is that there are so many different micronutrients. Scientists have identified about 10,000 of them so far, estimating about 10,000 that have yet to be discovered. Dr. Joel Fuhrman. Vitamins. Probably the most well-known micronutrient include vitamins A, B, C, D, E, K. Vitamin A is important for skin health, eye health and the health of many other organs. Your body makes vitamin A from carotenoids in the foods you eat. Beta-carotene, the most common, is present in large quantities, typically in orange and yellow-colored foods. Preformed vitamin A, from vitamins or animal foods, can be toxic in high doses, but when consuming whole foods, carotenoids don't pose a health threat, even in larger doses. If you go crazy on a diet of all carrots, it's conceivable your skin could turn orange, which is about the worst-case scenario. The WWD will be high in carotenoids because you will be building new, healthy cells like crazy to replace the old toxic ones. Vitamin B. This is a whole family of vitamins including thiamine, B1, riboflavin, B2, niacin, B3, pantothenic acid, B5, pyridoxine, B6, biotin, B7, folic acid or folate, B9, cobalamin, B12. They have a role with the activity of enzymes typically crucial to turning food into energy. We commonly hear that if we are sluggish or low in energy that we need to take a B vitamin supplement. Hold your horses, it's not that simple. Energy will come naturally from eating nutrient-rich foods, not by adding one specific nutrient. Remember, we're here to get completely healthy, not learn how to supplement with one specific vitamin. However, with the B vitamin niacin, there is evidence that you can use it to naturally balance cholesterol levels. 20. Vitamin C. In my opinion, and that of many experts, this is the most important vitamin to increase the dosage in turning around your health. Also known as ascorbic acid, this powerful vitamin can kill cancer cells. It helps strengthen the body's immune response and aid in cells' DNA repair. It is a powerful anti-inflammatory agent and it promotes increased circulation, two things that are vital in detoxing and repairing with this program. Vitamin C has virtually no known toxicity, but describing the benefits could take another book. It is important to get vitamin C from foods though, when they include many brightly colored fruits and vegetables. Interestingly, the vitamin C poster child, oranges, are not even that high in vitamin C when compared to other foods. We will be eating a lot of foods rich in vitamin C with the WWD. Vitamin D. While technically not a vitamin, it's a hormone that is produced in the skin when exposed to sunlight. It has been revealed in recent years as one of the most crucial factors in body functions and healing. Organs not operating at peak capacity can lead to disorders such as diabetes. Low vitamin D levels have been linked to many modern diseases and cancers. In fact, from analyzing World Health charts, it is apparent to me that the less sun one gets, the more susceptible they are to cancer, including skin cancer. Vitamin D is understandably harder to make in the winter months without the sun, so a supplement is absolutely critical. If you put on sunscreen in the summer, it actually hinders or prevents vitamin D production, so deficiency is a year-round concern. To plug into the Body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Vitamin E. This is an important nutrient because of the role it plays in protecting your body from oxidizing. Yes, oxygen is important, but it can also play a part in deteriorating your body from the inside out without the proper nutrients such as vitamin E in place. I have not seen any significant research to date that shows any substantial benefits of intentional vitamin E therapy, high doses. It clearly works best as a protectant when consumed in vitamin-rich foods. Something of note though is that for years, cheap vitamin manufacturers have been selling vitamin E supplements that are actually not the form our body uses, but a motor oil byproduct. Gross and a waste of money. Vitamin K. An interesting vitamin. Perhaps that is why vitamins jump from E to K. It is present largely in green, leafy vegetables, something we get far too little of. Vitamin K is known to help blood clotting but also aid in the absorption of calcium, one of the most important minerals in our diet. Helping to prevent hardening of the arteries, vitamin K can also be a huge aid in the beginnings of your new diet. Most of us who haven't been eating a diet that is advised by this book have arterial damage in the form of plaque, hardened arteries, and other such heart disease risks. Your body can make vitamin K in your intestines, but getting it through whole food ensures that we have an ample supply. Here is the most important thing about micronutrients. Our bodies are extremely adaptive. They have adapted to the nutrient-deficient diets we feed them by running on far lower levels than are optimal. Sometimes we can even synthesize these nutrients inside our bodies with basic resources. However, the quickest way to become truly healthy and lose weight is this: instead of relying on our bodies to spend time getting creative and converting resources, if we just give them an overabundance of the good stuff, all that wasted time can be spent on detoxifying and burning that excess fat away. That's what we really want. So help your body help itself. Minerals. Plants absorb them through the soil when they grow. Modern farming practices have depleted the soil of a large quantity of minerals, and so the food we eat, even if we eat a good amount of fruits and vegetables, is most likely deficient in these important nutrients. Just like macronutrients and micronutrients, there are macrominerals generally referred to as electrolytes and microminerals called trace minerals. As you may have guessed, you need more electrolytes on a daily basis than you do trace minerals. I will spend time covering the macrominerals in a bit of detail, but the trace minerals you will get enough of if you are eating a nice variety of raw/fresh fruits and vegetables and consuming the superfoods I'll mention later. When it comes to electrolytes, having an ample supply is crucial for maintaining fluid balance and hydration in your body. Remember, we need to flush out the toxins from your cells, which means we need to be hydrated and in proper balance in order to replace toxic fluids with fresh ones. Calcium. You will not be getting this from milk or dairy products. In fact, milk actually draws calcium from your body in order to neutralize it, because it's so acidic. Data links. Increased calcium excretion in the urine with consumption of animal products. Milk and dairy products have a lot of phosphorus in them, which hinders calcium absorption. Milk, also low in magnesium, hinders our body's ability to utilize the calcium we do absorb. We will be changing our mindset and understanding that the best way to get calcium is from vegetables, period. Calcium is an essential mineral for building strong bones, optimal muscle and nerve function, but also helps regulate the permeability of cell membranes. In other words, it helps preserve your cell's ability to flush out toxins and receive new nutrients. Magnesium. So important when you are trying to turn around your health and your weight. If you have been bombarding your body with toxins for years or overworking it because of excess weight, magnesium will be your body's best friend. It will help your liver and pancreas start to repair and return to normal functioning. 10. Magnesium is present in most of the protein functions in the body. Remember the protein messengers that are formed by the amino acids? Imagine if your body was a huge mailroom and all letters going out were protein messengers. Can you picture the chaos that would ensue if a few of the mail sorters went on strike? Do you know someone, maybe personally, who this may be happening to? Yes, magnesium will be an integral part of getting healthy and losing weight. Just our luck, there are several ways to work high-quality magnesium sources into our WWD in a delicious way. Magnesium will also help maintain optimal levels of potassium. Potassium. Usually we think of bananas, right? Potassium is required for normal muscle and nerve cell functioning. It regulates intracellular osmotic pressure. Basically, your cell's ability to communicate with one another and receive nutrients. As you can see, all these micronutrients work in harmony. Some are responsible for similar and complementary tasks. If you are overweight or ever get sick, you are undoubtedly deficient in some or all of them. Potassium helps to get rid of excess salt in your system. If you have a potassium-deficient diet, that may lead to high sodium levels, which have a multitude of dangerous effects. Sodium. Sodium is not inherently bad. It is a necessary macromineral and important for your fluid balance, and also is necessary for proper muscle and nerve function. It helps essential fatty acids, IFAs, convert to phospholipids. Basically, it aids in your body building new cells. Remember, we want new, healthy cells built with the proper amount of nutrients to replace our unhealthy nutrient-deficient cells. Kind of like replacing that old gas-guzzling car with a new electric car. Sodium can be dangerous though, because conventional salt is so overabundant in our processed food supply. Table salt is actually toxic to our body because to process it, our body has to draw from stores of other minerals. Ingesting table salt is like eating a McDonald's burger. It may give you what you need to survive, but it doesn't make you healthy. Salt in its natural form, sea salt, contains sodium and 84 other trace minerals that are natural to your body and its ability to effectively use sodium. We will be cutting down and out table salt and replacing it with sea salt, which we will use with moderation. To plug into the body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Phosphorus. This mineral is important because it helps us build new cells and is a crucial component of DNA synthesis. One of the primary ways we can help prevent cancer is by ensuring that our body has enough of the right supplies to build new cells and replicate DNA with. Phosphorus is found in pretty much all foods, so we will be getting plenty. Often people think they need meat to get enough of this nutrient. Not so. In fact, meat and animal product consumption leads to an overabundance of phosphorus in our systems, which can contribute to osteoporosis. Manganese. This is different than magnesium and why I separated the two. We need this important mineral to aid in vitamin C absorption. It also contributes to the activation of certain enzymes around the body associated with metabolism and growth of certain tissues, which will be central to our success with the WWD. Manganese will help your body utilize the IFAs that will become so therapeutic with this diet in replacing old cells and improving brain function. You may be wondering at this point when I am going to get to antioxidants. That's all we ever hear about in the media. Got to get more antioxidants. Yes, you do. Here is the simple explanation of what antioxidants are. They are micronutrients that neutralize free radicals. Many of the micronutrients are antioxidants. Normal processes in the body produce free radicals as a byproduct. They are completely natural. Also, free radicals bombard our system from outside sources, including chemicals in the air, the water, our food, trans fatty acids from frying food, and many others. If you remember middle school science, atoms consist of a proton and neutron core with an electron cloud surrounding it. Free radicals are unstable atomic structures that can literally rip our cells apart. Antioxidants are like the antidote to these poisons. They donate an electron to the unstable free radicals and neutralize them. The unhealthier our diet is, the more compromised our lifestyle, the more free radical damage we impart upon our fragile bodies. This leads to getting sick, low energy, premature physical aging, developing diseases and cancers. Sarcastically, luckily, there is a new market of magic bullet health tonics that claim to be free radical fighters. You may come across the term ORAC, which stands for oxygen radical absorbance capacity. You have a bunch of different companies claiming they have a concoction of different juices and extracts that will neutralize free radicals to a higher and higher degree. They do. In a test tube. While I can say with confidence that these miracle juices are not unhealthy for you, their claims can be overblown. In a test tube they may be able to neutralize an incredible amount of free radicals in a controlled environment. When it comes to real life in your body though, it's very hard to tell their effectiveness. I personally think a better idea is to put your money into raw fruits, vegetables and non-pharmaceuticalized superfoods. I say all that to say this, there is so much we don't know about micronutrients because they are so small and there are so many of them. If we're talking about a possible 20,000 different phytochemicals in food, half of which we haven't even discovered, there is no way we know for sure how much one single lab-formulated product will do for us. That being said, I personally consume an effervescent vitamin supplement frequently. Why? Same reason I have car insurance. Just in case. Antioxidants are anything that neutralizes a free radical, so they include all of what we are talking about, vitamins, minerals and phytochemicals. It's a generic term, not one that refers to a specific food or specific vitamins. Phytochemicals are perhaps the most mysterious of all the micronutrients, but also the most important. Like I said, the smaller the nutrient, the more important it becomes for your health and losing weight. We need powerful microscopes to see these things and DNA testing to see how they affect us. Thank goodness that modern technology has advanced enough that we understand their importance even if we don't know how many there are. I will take this section to give you enough information to convince you of their importance, but not so much that you get confused. I want you to feel confident that you can do this, not confused to the point of frustration. I guess it would be easiest to start with trace minerals. These are tiny minerals that are absolutely essential to the processes that go on inside your body. However, unlike the macro minerals, we don't need large amounts of them. Food processing generally strips many of the nutrients away, including trace minerals. So in the case of sea salt, even though trace minerals only make up 1/10th of the weight, they are so important for the processing and utilization of sodium in our body. Trace minerals are present in many fruits and vegetables, so if you are good about implementing food groups in the WWD, then you will get plenty. Phytochemicals I'll put into one big grouping. Why? Because, once again, if I describe too much in detail what benefits have been found by each one, inevitably someone will think the answer is to just go out and buy that isolated compound and all their wildest health fantasies will come true. Phytochemicals are tiny compounds and plants that work together like a symphony. Like Dr. Foreman mentioned earlier, we don't even know how many there are. These are the most misunderstood when it comes to nutrition and reversing disease. Basically, these tiny nutrients work together to neutralize free radicals, deactivate cancer cells and our mutated DNA, repair our cells and help form healthy new ones while disposing of the old toxic cells. They stop the damage that's already been done, help to reverse it and make sure it doesn't happen again, provided we keep feeding our body a stable supply of them. Best part is that they have no side effects. I challenge anyone to show me one prescription drug that can do the same. Polyphenols represent the larger category of many antioxidants and other micronutrients. Plant sterols work with your body to inhibit the absorption of bad cholesterol and reverse heart disease factors. Foods containing them include whole grains, nuts, seeds and legumes. Flavonoids and bioflavonoids are sometimes referred to as vitamin P. They are often responsible for the bright colors that we see in fruits. And to plug into the Body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Vegetables. As powerful antioxidants, they help to enhance the effectiveness of vitamin C and are anti-inflammatory themselves. If your dinner plate resembles a preschooler's art project in terms of color, then you are on the right path getting healthy and losing weight. Chlorophyll and adaptogens get their own segment too, and the micronutrients with. Chlorophyll, as you remember from science class, is the substance inside plants that absorbs the sun's energy and turns it into food. In other words, it is the beginning of the food chain, thus the essence of all life. I have seen a lot, read a lot, and a lot has been speculated about chlorophyll. This is what I personally believe. Chlorophyll seems to be a powerful agent in finding and eradicating toxins from our bodies. They are like bouncers at a nightclub, going around breaking up fights and escorting the troublemakers out of the club. Green sea plants like algae, chlorella and others are especially high in chlorophyll, but pretty much any green leafy vegetable will give you some. Trust me, you want as much of this stuff in your body as possible when you begin to detoxify. If you want to compare losing weight and getting healthy to a construction site and building a high-rise apartment complex, adaptogens are like the foreman. Everyone has their specific jobs, but when chaos ensues, they help to calm the situation and get everybody back on track and doing their jobs. Adaptogens are quickly becoming some of the most sought-after substances on the earth. Few plants have them, and the ones that are found to contain them have been prized by their native cultures for centuries. It's only now with the globalized economy that we have access to these amazing plants containing adaptogens. They are plants like maca and medicinal mushrooms. To be classified an adaptogen, a plant must be non-toxic to the body, increase the body's resistance to physical, chemical or biological stress, and normalize the body's physiology. We don't even know all there is to know about them, just that they're amazing for our overall health. With the WWD, we will be focusing on getting as many micronutrients as possible. Of course, your basic caloric needs will be met in the process. Can you see now that refining foods takes many of these key players out of the equation when it comes to your health? There are thousands, Even tens of thousands of these micronutrients in our food that are lost in processing and even cooking food. Eating good food and utilizing the nutrients in a symphony, and when we take instruments out of the orchestra, it just doesn't sound the same. Are you beginning to see how simply focusing on calorie consumption to lose weight and get healthy has been a grave mistake and bad advice from our doctors, trainers and family members? How can we use our newfound nutrition knowledge to lose weight without exercising? I know. You want to exercise too, of course. But let's slow down for a second so we can speed up later. Part of my job writing this book is to convince you beyond doubt that eating healthier by making better choices is the one thing you can do for your health and weight long term. We dig our graves with our teeth. In other words, aside from the unpredictability of life, the food that we put into our mouths is the biggest determining factor in how long and how energetically we live. So here is how it works if you need to lose some weight. Think of it like this: you have two different bodies. You have your body, and then you have this other body, which is fat. Fat is a living, breathing organism too. It needs calories to live just like you. It needs you to feed it. However, you don't need it. It's like you two are handcuffed together and all you want to do is find the key to break free. Well, here is the key, and it's very simple: stop feeding your fat. Yep, it's that simple. From here on out with the WWD, we are going to feed you and starve your fat. Your body, muscles, organs, bones, brain, needs nutrients to operate efficiently and keep you healthy and energized. So we are going to feed your body and stop feeding your fat. This is a new mindset for you to consider throughout your day now. Every time you pick up food to put it in your mouth, ask yourself the question: am I feeding me or my fat right now? You and your fat run on different sources of fuel. You need high-quality raw fruits, veggies, protein, carbs, vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals, and a small amount of healthy fats. Your fat runs on unhealthy fats, refined sugars, and processed foods. As you reach for that snack, do you grab the carrots and broccoli to feed your body, or do you grab the pretzels, chips, or candy bars to feed your fat? Your fat will get hungry. It will encourage you to pick up that soda, but what will you do? Food is addicting, just like cigarettes, just like cocaine. It is going to take a little willpower in the beginning to resist the temptation of the old habits. You'll have the angel on one shoulder whispering in your ear, and you'll have the devil on the other tempting you too. The healthy life is like a snowball rolling downhill, though. Once you get on a roll, start feeding your body what it truly wants, detoxifying and losing weight. You'll never want to go back to the lifestyle you lived before. This is true for the skinny people who simply aren't truly healthy inside also. As Tony Robbins used to tell me when I listened to his tapes, nothing tastes as good as fit and healthy feels. When I was in the car hearing this, it sounded good, but not believable. Once you try this lifestyle out, you'll have that aha moment when you take a bite of that freshly made salad and experience for the first time the true taste of those vegetables. That is a truly amazing feeling and a day you won't forget. When you focus on feeding your body the nutrient-dense calories that it wants and needs, you begin the eviction process. When your body starts to trust you again, and get comfortable with this new influx of quality food, it will turn up your metabolism. A higher metabolism will mean that your fat stores will be utilized as energy for your body. Couple that with the cold chill of winter and picture a stick of butter on a plate in the microwave. Your body fat is that stick of butter, and with each passing day it just starts melting away. To keep you warm, your body will be mobilizing those fat stores, lining them up like cattle into the slaughterhouse and melting it away, never to be seen or heard from again. To plug into the Body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. This is how you can get healthy and lose weight without exercising. Feed your body what it wants and needs, ignore the requests of your fat, and begin the detoxification process. Remember, a lot of the toxins are stored in your fat. When your body starts to utilize those fat stores and melt them away, the toxins will enter your blood. Your goal is to get them out as quickly as possible. Drinking lots of water, teas and eating blood-cleansing and liver-strengthening foods will give you the upper hand on eliminating these toxins. Why eating healthy with exercise speeds up losing weight? It seems obvious, right? If you eat healthy you can lose weight, so adding a calorie-burning exercise routine would be even more beneficial. Here are the specifics as to why. If you take my word for it, that may motivate you for a second, but if you truly understand what's happening internally while you are implementing these changes, you're more likely to stick with it. Knowing why is just as important as knowing what to do. Remember how toxins are stored in fat. Taking in more nutrients will help you cut the fat as we just covered. Exercise naturally boosts your metabolism and increases circulation. Provided you are drinking enough water and taking in enough electrolytes, the toxins that are released when your fat stores are mobilized for energy can be quickly and efficiently flushed out. In addition, with exercise your body will detox anyway, with or without nutrients. Fat stores are buffers for those toxins, but when your body gets rid of them, it also doesn't need that extra fat anymore. In other words, if part of excess fat's purpose is to store toxins, and all of a sudden the toxins are gone, the fat is out of a job and gets fired. Kind of like the classic Office Space line, what would you say? You do here? If you give your body the opportunity, obsolete fat will melt away. With the WWD we are trying to give you all of the ideal anti-fat, anti-toxin situations that we can, high nutrients, exercise and coldest part of the year, for the fastest way to get healthy and lean. Superfoods. One of the keys to overall health for the rest of your life are superfoods. Why is there a grading system in school? Because there is some work that stands out from the rest as better. Superfoods get an A+ when it comes to nutrition. Superfoods are classified as high-nutrient, low-calorie foods that give us more of what we need and less of what we don't than the average food. There are superfoods when it comes to every food category: grains, seeds, fruits, green leafy vegetables, root vegetables, etc. Just like in school, there are some plants that just stand out from the rest. By incorporating more superfoods into our diets, we can realize many benefits including appetite decrease. Remember how our bodies want to eat more because they aren't getting enough nutrients? Wouldn't it be nice to not feel hungry? No one can fault you for wanting to eat more with your normal diet. If your normal diet doesn't give your body enough of what it needs in reasonable portions, of course it will want to eat more. Superfoods will help your body get more of what it wants with less calories. Isn't that fantastic news? Days that I am not exercising or going to the gym are interesting ones. I generally don't eat anything solid until late lunchtime. Superfood drinks that I make give my body so many nutrients to operate on, I'm not even hungry. It's quite an amazing experience. Don't get me wrong, I'm getting enough calories, but they are in the form of nutrient-dense superfood shakes, smoothies and juices. My body has everything it wants and needs. As a result, I don't feel hungry. This is coming from a guy with a RMR, resting metabolic rate, of 3,000 plus calories per day according to modern medicine. Once again our bodies are much more concerned with nutrients over calories. Focus on getting the most nutrients and you'll be fine with the calories. I'm not withering away as I'm writing this book, I can assure you of that. Okay, enough stalling. Here are some examples of superfoods that should be easy for you to incorporate into your daily life and can be found at many produce stores, health food stores and even regular grocery stores. Leafy green spinach. This green leafy plant is a true wonder. Low in calories but packed with almost all the vitamins present, a good variety of minerals, plant sterols and even amino acids. It's easy to make salads with, add to smoothies and even sauté in large quantities because it will reduce in size when cooked. I only advise cooking spinach if you are getting plenty of raw foods otherwise. Kale, another green leafy miracle. Kale actually doesn't shrink when it's cooked but gets a bit softer. It contains a high amount of vitamins A, C, and K. Cruciferous vegetables are especially high in anti-cancer compounds. Although low in calories, they are high in nutrients and fiber which will help fill you up without weighing you down. They include kale, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, bok choy, watercress, radishes and wasabi. I should mention Brussels sprouts too, although not my favorite. Some people love them. Veggies, sweet potatoes/yams, a great place to get high-quality carbohydrates. They have a wide spectrum of amino acids, are high in vitamin A and minerals. These are one of the best foods around. Onions, pretty much any onion is going to be a strong anti-inflammatory agent. They help to clean your blood, are low in calories but provide a nice spectrum of vitamins and minerals. Members of the onion family include scallions and garlic. They are a must-have addition to any soups, salads or stir-fries. Fruits, pretty much any fruit is good for you. They are alkalizing to your body and digest with relative ease. Grocery stores always have a good variety of fruits that you can buy, but I'll mention some fruits from around the world that are pretty amazing. To plug into the body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Acai berry. This Amazonian berry has become very popular in the American marketing machine. Yes, it is packed with vitamins and minerals, but it also has healthy omega fats and other phytochemicals like resveratrol, which has been linked to anti-aging and anti-cancer. Goji berry. These berries from the Himalayas are truly remarkable. They contain 19 amino acids including 8 essential ones. Pound for pound they have 500 times more vitamin C than oranges, more carotene than carrots, trace minerals and tons of other phytochemicals and antioxidants. Camu berry, a native berry from Peru, this reddish-pink, cranberry-looking berry boasts the highest known vitamin C content of any food. It is easily consumed and has a pleasant sweet and tart flavor. Pomegranate, it looks like your heart, and coincidentally has many heart-healthy phytochemicals. High in potassium, these wonder fruits help to balance out the high-salt diet that is standard American fare. They are pretty easy to remove the seeds if you split it in half and then submerge the fruit in water to get at the seeds. Grapefruits. Having a good amount of vitamins A and C. There are also some pretty powerful compounds in the seeds and skin of grapefruits that can be realized if you juice them. Fresh grapefruit juice can be a powerful addition to your diet, but if you're on any medications, ask your doctor if there are any risks with your medication and grapefruit juice. Grains. Quinoa, a staple grain native to South America, it cooks up exactly like rice. This tasty grain has all the essential amino acids, making it a complete protein. A great amount of fiber and minerals including manganese make this an ideal source for carbohydrates to include in your WWD. Not only is it easy to cook, it absorbs flavors well and complements almost any main course. I haven't heard of anyone being allergic. Wild rice/brown rice, organic, whole grain rice is also an excellent source of high-quality carbohydrates. A good amount of fiber, amino acids and minerals like quinoa and very few if any food allergies. Whole grain oats, important not to confuse with instant oats which have been refined. Whole grain oats have a great amount of fiber, amino acids, some vitamins and minerals. Science is also finding out they also have a high amount of micronutrients, antioxidants and phytochemicals. Legumes basically, beans and peas and peanuts apparently, these are some of the best foods that you can add to your WWD to get lots of fiber, amino acids and quality carbohydrates. They have a nice amount of vitamins and a great variety of minerals. Soy has all the essential amino acids making it a complete protein. The science is clear with soy. It actually inhibits cancer and is very healthy for you. However, much of the soy produced is GM, genetically modified, soy. Research is being done that shows GM foods can have adverse effects on our reproductive organs, and other scary evidence is starting to mount. With soy, possibly more than any other food, it's so important to eat organic soy products. If soy is labeled organic, it isn't GM. Additionally, Many soy products are processed with chemicals, while organic soy products are free of these chemical additives. So, soy can be very healthy for you if you consume it correctly. Peas and beans like garbanzo, black and kidney can be very filling and have a ton of nutrients to satisfy your appetite. I love adding beans to the fresh soups that will be part of the WWD. Seeds. Hemp seeds. This is another complete protein plant food that also has healthy omega fats, fiber and minerals. They can contain up to 50% protein by weight and are a valuable addition to soups, smoothies and breakfast oats or cereal. Chia seeds, high in protein, fiber and especially omega-3 fatty acids. These little wonder seeds can actually absorb 9 times their weight in water. That makes them fun and functional to cook with. The abundance of antioxidants makes their omega fat more stable than that of the mainstream flax seed. Flax seed. The flax seed has many nutritional benefits including omega-3s. A great source of fiber, protein and hormone-balancing lignans makes flax a super seed that will help you get healthy and lean. Fungi mushrooms have some amazing health benefits. They can help strengthen the immune system, aid your body in resisting tumor growth and lower cholesterol. Reishi and shiitake mushrooms are traditionally the 2 most popular medicinal mushrooms. Reishi is the crown jewel of mushrooms and is classified as a true adaptogen, which means that it helps to restore your body to normal functioning, adapting to the environment around it. Conventional mushrooms you buy at the store can also be great for your health, helping to balance the production of estrogen, which is beneficial in cancer prevention. Mushrooms can absolutely be considered a superfood for these reasons. Their health-promoting nutrients are often most accessible when they are cooked, unlike many other plants which are most effective raw. Nuts. I won't spend much time on nuts. Don't get me wrong, nuts are healthy for you. I haven't really come across any super nuts on my health quest. They have beneficial fats, amino acids and minerals in them. In fact, I snack on a handful of nuts every day for the most part. With the WWD you need to be monitoring your fat intake. We'll talk about that in the next few pages, because it will drop way below what you're probably used to. Nuts are high in fat, although healthy fat, and will be limited during the period of trying to lose weight and detoxify. Superfoods. You may have a better idea of how they are defined or a newfound respect for some of the foods mentioned. The bottom line is that plants in their unprocessed state are super in and of themselves. Even if you never picked up a superfood and just ate raw plants, you could still realize many of the nutritional health benefits like lower cholesterol, lower blood pressure, increased energy and vitality. And to plug into the Body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Much more. Superfoods are like Christmas presents to a child. You can never have enough, and the more you have the better you feel. I've spent all this time on macro and micronutrients to paint the best picture possible of why it is so important to eat plants. Fruits tend to be excellent sources of vitamins A and C while giving us soluble fiber. Berries seem to be the most nutrient-dense of all fruits, with nature packing more punch into the smallest of packages. Green leafy vegetables are the best sources of plant sterols and chlorophyll while supplying many trace minerals. Vegetables provide us with valuable minerals, insoluble fiber and vitamins too. Grains tend to be excellent sources for amino acids, fiber and quality carbohydrates for our body to run on. Something to keep in mind is to look for sprouted grain and seed products. When a grain is sprouted, enzymes are activated and new amino acids are formed. Generally, a sprouted grain or seed is much easier for your body to digest and assimilate the nutrients from. Seeds are also excellent sources of fiber, minerals, omega fatty acids and amino acids. Legumes are great sources for minerals, fiber and protein. Lastly, the fungi, although they were gross to us as kids, are some of the most effective toxin eliminators in all of nature. I hope you can see now that what kind of food we eat has a direct result on how we look and feel. If we give our body plenty of the nutrients it wants and needs by eating real, unprocessed food, it will reward us with good health. Remember, nature is an orchestra, Foods are the instruments and our body is the conductor making beautiful music. Take away some of the instruments and you'll sound like crap. How juicing can be an integral part of getting nutrients. Does anyone else remember Jack LaLanne in the 80s and 90s blasting the airwaves with his juicers and talking about how great it is for your health? Just because we don't see the infomercials anymore doesn't mean that juicing isn't good for us. In fact, juicing is the old fad that can be the start of a new you. Juicing is not rocket science. Basically, there are two types of machines. One that has a high-speed blade that shreds the fruit or vegetable into tiny particles and then spins them around at a high speed to extract the juice. The other kind of juicers shred bigger pieces from the food and then use a slower press the juice out type of method. When it comes to buying a juicer, I don't think it's a big deal which kind you go with. There are many different price tiers from $40 to $400. I don't advocate anything in particular. When it comes to getting healthy quicker and losing more weight, my feelings are to spend more money on good food and whole food supplements. I personally use an $80 juicer that I got for $35 on a heck of a deal from Marshall's or Kohl's. I remembered the price more so than where I bought it. It extracts a lot of juice, is pretty easy to clean, and I use it probably 5 times a week. One important thing to consider when juicing food is that oxygen is the enemy. Vitamins are sensitive to air, and the juice loses some of its nutritional value when exposed to air after a few minutes, so drinking the juice right away after you make it is important for maximum benefit. So why juice? Juicing is so important with the WWD because it helps you get more nutrients. If our goal is to get you more nutrients so your body can repair, detoxify and drop fat, then juicing is an integral part of the solution. Why not take vitamins then if the goal is to get more nutrients? Like I said before, I do take a daily effervescent multivitamin, but the goal is to get more nutrients. As previously revealed, we don't know how many nutrients are in plants that we don't even know about. When it comes to taking a vitamin made in a lab, you are losing out on all those phytochemicals that are so important to your health. Try eating a pound of carrots, 6 stalks of celery, a cucumber and a whole grapefruit in one sitting. Yeah, it can be done, but that is a tall task. In addition, it will make you full for quite a while and take a lot of time to eat that much. Lastly, if you made a meal out of food like that, you would get tons of vitamins, minerals and other micronutrients, but not much in the form of protein or the essential fatty acids. That's why juicing is essential to this diet. You get more micronutrients while still having room in your stomach to get the necessary macronutrients. I specifically use this kind of juicing method for myself to stay healthy and have tons of energy. If eating fresh, nutrient-dense food is good, eating fresh, nutrient-dense food with the extra concentrated nutrient addition of juice is better. If you are reading this book without the desire to lose weight, but simply to become healthier and reduce your risk of cancer and disease, juicing is a powerful solution. There's another way of juicing to achieve fast and healthy weight loss. It is how I juice if I'm cleansing or detoxifying, which is precisely what you can do when trying to lose weight. Since you can consume many more nutrients in liquid form than eating them, it's a great opportunity to pump your body full of these cleansing, body-repairing wonders. Fresh juice along with the super shakes and super smoothies can get you through most of your day without consuming many calories, which will help you melt the fat off your body, detoxify and stay healthy even when those around you get sick. Essentially what juicing does is give you the water and nutrients while removing the bulk matter, which largely consists of fiber. Typically, the first objection to juicing is, I thought that fiber was good and necessary, so why juice and strip all that fiber away? Simply put, the nutrients are more necessary than the fiber. You generally need fiber to help push the bulk matter through, but with juicing you are ingesting liquid nutrition that doesn't really need digesting. Juicing is like taking the best the plant has to offer and injecting it straight into your bloodstream. This gives those valuable nutrients the best chance to get to organs quickly where they can begin the repair process to set things straight. Additionally, you can juice parts of food that you wouldn't typically eat. 11 For instance, There are cancer-fighting compounds that were recently discovered in the skin of. To plug into the body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Grapefruit. I don't know anyone who eats the skins of grapefruit, oranges or other citrus fruits. There are possible tens of thousands of compounds in edible foods that we haven't even discovered yet. Who knows what kind of nutritional bounty you're ingesting when you juice your favorite food, skin and all. To summarize, juicing fruits and vegetables can provide you with valuable nutrients in higher quantities than you would normally be able to consume. It will be one of the most important elements of you losing weight faster and safer than with traditional diets. Juicing will help you detoxify faster and build your strength for a lifelong battle against carcinogenic chemicals that exist in every part of the world we live in. The fundamentals of metabolism. I could just tell you that in order to get healthy and lose weight, eat less fat and refined foods. Yeah, that makes sense, but I want to take a moment to explain how your metabolism actually works. Once again, it's more important you know why to make changes over what changes to make. The motivation must come from an emotional response within yourself. Being told what to do by others will not take you as far as telling yourself with conviction. 14. The Food and Agriculture Organization for the United Nations wrote a very nice and descriptive article explaining the basics of how food is metabolized and in what order. Here is how it works. Alcohol is burned first because we don't store it and it's energy intensive to convert it to fat. Amino acids are next because we don't store those either. Next we utilize the carbohydrates because we can only store a very small amount of those in our liver and muscle. The conversion of carbohydrate into fat is energetically expensive. Your body doesn't want to do this. Lastly, fat is burned, utilized or likely stored, as it is very easily stored at 96 to 98% efficiency. In other words, 96 to 98 calories of fat for every 100 consumed can be easily stored. Reference that last paragraph as many times as you need to for continuous motivation. For as many times throughout the day as we are subjected to eating fat, it's no wonder Americans and those eating the Western diet are overweight and unhealthy. Let me break it down for you real quick. In an ideal world, our body would prefer that we consume little alcohol, not too much protein, mostly carbs and a little fat. Carbs and fat are what our body can store, which is why alcohol and protein are burned first. Little tip: don't eat a lot if you're drinking, especially high-fat foods. Carbohydrates, glucose, are what our body utilizes for energy. Excess carbs are converted to fat and stored in fat tissue. The conversion takes a bit of energy, and only around 2/3 of the original carbohydrate calories are stored as fat. Fat, on the other hand, is so easy for our body to store that it utilizes fat last. If our body needs to access fat for energy, remember that it converts it to glycogen in the liver to be released into the blood as glucose. One more thing which I will go over after the next section is the utilization of amino acids. They were second in line for being utilized for digestion because our body can't store them. However, our body utilizing them implies that they've been digested. In the case of meat and some dairy products that our body doesn't digest efficiently, we don't utilize what we can digest. Therefore, our body will use what amino acids are available to us and move on to carbohydrates next. This leaves partially digested meat sitting in our systems, slowly making its way through. Maybe this is why colon cancers are so common. Why cutting down your fat intake is the most important aspect to this diet and you getting healthy. So far we've talked about what your body needs and how to get more of it. Now is the time to switch gears and talk about what your body doesn't need and what to consume less of. The next 3 sections will probably blend together. Hopefully, like the micronutrients section, by the end of it you will have the point beaten permanently into your head. Fat. It's the #1 enemy to health and maintaining a healthy weight. It stores toxins, puts an excess load on your system, makes your organs work harder, which ages you quicker and leaves you more susceptible to sickness and disease. That was a mouthful, right? So is fat. Our bodies are very efficient at storing fat, as I just went over. Unfortunately, this also means that our bodies are efficient at storing toxins too. Cooking, especially the way we cook in the West, changes the chemical structures of the fat. High heat damages these fragile oils and changes them into trans fats, high in free radicals, which tear our body apart on a cellular level. In addition, many processed foods contain hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils to help preserve them. These oils are toxic to our bodies as well. Fat is not inherently bad though. In fact, we need it to be healthy, but only in small amounts. The food that nature provides us with is not very high in fat. Therefore, why would a high-fat diet be good for us? Only in an extreme environment where the basic rules of survival don't apply, like the Inuit faced within the Arctic. I went over the basics of fat earlier. Just to recap, we need all types of fat, but our primary goal for losing weight and getting healthier will be to begin correcting the imbalance of omega-3 fatty acids in relation to omega-6 fatty acids. Fat is used to build new cells in addition to being a source of energy. Once again, with your best interests at heart, I will give you the relevant information to take action. There are plenty of books and articles out there that can give you the full rundown on fat. To be honest, I've already given you more useful information on fat than most of those books ever will. To plug into the Body Blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Omega-3 fatty acids are some of the most important parts of our diets. Why? Well, the 30-60 trillion cells that our body is made of all need omega-3 fatty acids. They help to line the cell walls during cell construction, which makes the membrane more permeable and able to receive the proper nutrients. 24. Additionally, your brain is mostly fat, 60% comprising of DHA, an essential omega-3 fatty acid. If your diet doesn't contain enough, then you have tens of trillions of cells that are unhealthy and unable to operate at full capacity. The amount of essential fatty acids our body needs to build healthy cells and maintain normal functioning is relatively small, to the tune of a couple grams of fat each day. A quick aside. Given you now know that the brain is about 60% DHA, which is an omega-3 essential fatty acid, consider this: a pregnant woman, while nursing, also not only has to nourish her brain, but that of a growing baby inside her. Therefore, I highly recommend that if you or anyone you know is ever pregnant, to advise them of omega-3 supplementation. The most concentrated source of safe DHA is a purified fish oil. Okay, back to business. Some organs like your skin replace cells every few days. Others, like your liver or bones, may take a few months to a year. This means that all those times you got motivated and cleaned up your diet for a month or two didn't really do much for your whole body health. Of course, doing something is better than doing nothing, but to think that a month or two of better eating really made that much difference is likely incorrect. That's why getting healthy and losing weight is truly a lifestyle change. To change your body significantly, you need to change your life. A year from now, the cells in your body will be completely different ones than today. It's your choice. Do you want those cells to be healthy ones or unhealthy ones? So yes, fat is essential, but in fact we need very little of it compared with other nutrients. I will go into it more later, but a low-fat diet with exercise encourages even more fat loss because of the way our body utilizes fat for energy. Remember what you've learned about it so far. It contains 9 calories per gram. We need essential fatty acids to build a brand new body, but only in modest amounts. Our bodies are very efficient at storing fat, and thus storing toxins. Cholesterol. Before I start talking about meat and animal products, I need to give you the basic rundown for one of the most misunderstood elements in our body: cholesterol. There are 2 kinds: HDL and LDL, referred to by their alter egos good and bad cholesterol. There are thousands of intelligent researchers around the world trying to determine the intricacies of cholesterol. I'm not writing this to give you any new revelation about cholesterol, but merely sift through much of the BS that you get confused with from biased sources. 15. We need cholesterol. It plays important roles all over our body and in fact is found in every cell. Cholesterol helps manufacture hormones, produce bile for digestion and provides building blocks for every cell. So yes, it's very important. Cholesterol, in addition to its cell-building function, kind of plays the role of blood lubricant. Naturally, the more bad stuff you have going through your blood, the more cholesterol your blood will have to keep things moving. In my opinion, that's why high cholesterol is a bad thing. It's a sign that whatever you are doing to your body is not leading it down the right path. As arteries start to clog, you need more and more cholesterol to keep the blood flowing through them. There is a terrible irony going on. These blockages are actually made of cholesterol. So the very stuff your blood is trying to lubricate with is actually providing the blockages more supplies to get bigger. In recent decades, cholesterol has become the focus of the battle on heart disease. In my opinion, for good reason too. Here's why I think so. Heart disease has been proven to be a result of eating animal product-rich diets. The reason cholesterol gets a bad rap, specifically LDL cholesterol, is because it's what makes up the artery blockages that lead to heart attacks. The fact remains, even the most intelligent, qualified and experienced health researchers haven't been able to scientifically prove the exact cause of heart disease. All they do is research the symptoms. They then treat the symptoms hoping that it will stop the disease. That's kind of like looking at a broken down car that's dirty and rusted. Then you wash it, repaint it and hope it will start. Yes, the appearance of the car gives cause that the owner didn't take care of it, but the fact that it's dirty and rusted is not the reason the car won't start. 16. In 2008, the New York Times reported how cholesterol medication sales top $40 billion annually. There is a lot of money in promoting misinformation about cholesterol. Here is the real information. Your body makes both HDL and LDL cholesterol inside. You don't need to eat any foods with cholesterol to survive. High cholesterol is a sign of heart disease but not a guarantee. The risk factors all point in one direction though, inevitable breakdown of your car, I mean your body. We get elevated levels of cholesterol because it's in all animals. Meat and animal products all contain cholesterol. Although the exact reasons aren't determined yet, high levels of cholesterol as a result of eating meat, dairy and eggs contribute to heart disease and other health problems. So if most Americans eat a high cholesterol diet, because they are regularly consuming meat, dairy and eggs, and this leads to heart disease and other health conditions, why aren't we told to stop? Money, profit and the greed that goes along with it. $40 billion for the drug companies is a small amount of money compared to the national meat, dairy and egg industries. Imagine what would happen to those industries if people were told their heart disease was the result of eating too much meat, dairy and eggs. Bottom line is that there is no motivation to give us the truth about cholesterol. To plug into the Body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. If you want to get healthy, you'll need to stop thinking with your stomach and start thinking with your head. By cutting out meat, dairy and eggs are critical to your long-term health and weight loss. Clean blood, strong liver, right? Those are the keys to long-term health. I know as well as anyone how good meat and dairy products can taste. I grew up eating the typical Western diet high in salty meats, cheeses and other dairy products. I never enjoyed eggs by themselves, but they were staple ingredients in many of the tasty foods I liked. I'm here to tell you that none of these meats, eggs or dairy products are good for clean blood or a strong liver. That's right, they are detrimental to your health in varying degrees. For the benefit of your long-term health and short-term weight loss, ideally, I would have you cut out all meat, dairy and eggs. Before you put the book down right here, I'm not going to require you to give them up cold turkey for this diet. We will be cutting some things down, some things out and learning how to consume them in moderation and in healthier ways. You need to know the truth if you want to make better decisions. Most animal meat doesn't digest well with hydrochloric acid the human stomach produces. At a pH of about 4, the acids aren't strong enough to break them down completely. This leaves partially digested meat slowly rotting all the way through your intestines. Biologically, we aren't set up to digest large amounts of meat like other carnivorous mammals. Humans have long digestive tracts designed to draw nutrients from plants, while meat-eating mammals have short digestive tracts. They also produce much stronger stomach acids to break down meat more completely and then get rid of it much quicker than we do. Take a second to think about what you've been told all your life about protein consumption. Most conventional advice says to consume around 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. For example, if you weigh 150 pounds, the only logical way to consume 150 grams of protein is to eat meat. This includes a lot of fat, calories and cholesterol inherent to eating meat. Now consider that the meat isn't breaking down all the way with your stomach acids. There is no possibility that your body is using 150 grams of protein each day. Hopefully you can see that by switching to a plant-dominated diet you don't need as much protein first off, and secondly, your body will use plant proteins more efficiently. In the case of eggs, they are on the less harmful end of the spectrum. Egg yolks typically contain between 150–250 milligrams of cholesterol, which is a whole day's recommended allowance in one egg. So, from a cholesterol standpoint it's pretty excessive. Egg whites are where the protein is. They are sticky, and that is what tends to happen to your blood when those proteins enter your system. My feelings are that this makes it harder on your organs to process, which is a violation of my fundamental pillars to health. So between cholesterol and making it tough on your organs, I don't feel like eggs are an ideal source for protein either. If you have an open mind and are really motivated, I will give you the keys to success and how you can cut out animal products for fast and sustained weight loss. With exercise and going animal product free on the WWD, I've seen people lose as much as 10–20 pounds per month. It really all depends on your motivation and discipline to give up what is likely the most harmfully addictive part of your life, animal products. Here is some information for you to consider before you decide which path to pursue on the WWD. Meatless, or less meat. 17. Meat contains a lot of fat and cholesterol. You know by now the dangers of consuming too much of either. Even lean meat, which many buy as a healthy choice, is about 10% fat by volume in accordance with USDA requirements. In a 100-gram portion or 3.5-ounce serving, this translates to roughly 30 grams of protein. Remembering our calorie converter, in a 100-gram portion of steak, 30 grams of protein at 4 cal/gram, is 120 calories from protein and almost 90 calories from fat, at 9 cal/gram. So that tiny 3.5 ounces lean steak you're eating, more likely you're eating a bigger steak than that, is allowed to be 40% fat calories. Bet you didn't think of it like that, did you? Hamburger meat is typically 20% fat, which means you're getting even more fat than the scenario above. Keep in mind that the fat from these animals, be it beef, pork, poultry or fish, is predominantly saturated, omega-6 fat. Not only are you getting a crazy amount of calories from fat by eating these meats, but you're also contributing to the imbalance of omega-6 fatty acids to omega-3 fatty acids, which we need to correct. Fish does have more omega-3 fatty acids than any of the others, which is why it's often referred to as the healthier alternative. I'll get into the concerns I have for fish soon. Additionally, yes, there's more. Our body's hydrochloric acid does not fully break down and digest these meats. Therefore, we have this partially digested and rotting meat that is moving its way through our digestive systems. This is toxic to our bodies, and what happens is our body releases valuable stores of minerals from our bones and organ reserves to neutralize, as much as possible, the toxic effects meat has on our body. Add to that, the high-fat content that contains all the animal's toxins, and you have a toxic ball, leaching who knows what all the way through your intestines. Are you starting to see that getting sick isn't an unfortunate situation? It's an inevitability because of the food we put in our bodies. It's only a matter of time before our defenses break down and give in to the viruses and bacteria around us. In order to lose weight, can you see how much easier it is for our body if we cut out or drastically cut down on meat? It reduces the amount of fat and total calories we take in considerably. To plug into the Body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. As previously discussed, whether you are overweight or not, reducing our cholesterol consumption is important to cutting our risk for heart disease. Fat or skinny, anyone can get a heart attack. If cholesterol is a significant factor in disease, then we want to limit it as much as possible. Remember that it's not just humans that use cholesterol inside our bodies to build cells, it's all animals. When we eat animals and digest, or at least partially digest, them, we are absorbing their cholesterol in addition to making our own. The current medical climate advises to cap daily cholesterol consumption at 300 mg/day. Consider that some of the highest foods in cholesterol are shellfish, cheese, butter, fast foods and egg yolks. One large egg yolk contains on average 200+ mg of cholesterol. It's no wonder heart disease rates have skyrocketed in our society. Dairy is one of the other biggest contributors to obesity and ill health. The Western world that is the biggest consumer of dairy has the highest rates of disease. Cow's milk is designed for baby cows, not humans. This is another topic I could spend all day on, but I will outsource the work to a much respected website, www.notmilk.com. They have an impressive resource library dedicated to dispelling myths surrounding the consumption of meat and dairy. In case you don't have the time or desire to head over to the website, I'll summarize some of the most important reasons to cut down or cut out dairy products. Growth hormones are still widely used in our dairy supply today. Ingesting other animals' hormones by eating their meat or consuming their milk products puts a heavy load on our liver to process and eliminate these hormones. This can lead to conditions such as acne, osteoporosis, anemia, asthma and even infertility. Unless your dairy product specifically says RBGH-free, then in all likelihood it has been made with growth hormone-laden milk. This point gets its own paragraph. In case you haven't heard, there are levels of blood and pus allowed in the milk that is sold to you at the store and used for cheese, butter, yogurt, etc. If you're buying anything other than organic, RBGH-free dairy products, you're consuming blood and pus. 12. The reason for blood and pus in the milk is because the growth hormones make the cow produce more milk, which means they are milked more, which means their udders get irritated and infected. This often results in heavy doses of antibiotics being used on the cow, which also get into your dairy products. Still think milk does the body good? I know we've been told all our lives that milk and dairy products give us valuable calcium, vitamin D and protein to build strong bones. There is a lot of money invested in making us believe so. Simply stated, we can get calcium from plants, vitamin D from the sun and supplements, when necessary, and protein from any multitude of other sources that are healthier for us. Western societies have taken a huge gamble on dairy and lost. Statistically speaking, there is a positive relationship between milk and disease rates. The more dairy a country consumes, the higher the disease rates go. One of the best things you can do for your health and your weight is to cut down dairy consumption as much as possible. This will be one of the hardest parts about the WWD because dairy is highly addictive. Just like a drug, the hormones, chemicals and sodium in dairy products can cause an addiction to develop. If you're a regular coffee drinker and have tried giving it up for a couple days, you know the feeling. Withdrawal can come in the form of headaches, sluggishness and extreme cravings. That doesn't mean that dairy is good for us just because we want it so bad. Truth be told, I'm no saint. When I decided to cut down on dairy products and cut them out, it took me a full year and a half to do it. I feel your pain and want you to know I am here for you. Cutting down or cutting out dairy will drastically decrease the amount of fat and cholesterol in your diet. Consequently, this also means you'll be consuming less calories, which is a great thing if you're trying to lose weight. I can honestly say that after eliminating milk and other dairy products from my diet, I have never felt better. My acne cleared up, my joints loosened up, and I got sick much less. I realized these benefits even while I was still eating a ton of meat. My overall health took another leap forward when I started cutting down and cutting out meat. The path that I took to kicking the dairy habit was this: I cut out milk first. Just cut it off cold. If you drink coffee or tea, try switching to soy, almond or rice milk added to it instead of cream. It's easy to put a vanilla-flavored plant milk on top of cereal if you eat that. Cheese is highly addictive and was really hard for me to give up. That was what took me a full 18 months to kick. Just like any other goal, baby steps are the way to go. There is no magic formula. It's just the process of not buying it at the store, and then learning to go without it and replace it with other foods in your day-to-day life. 18. Cardiovascular disease, CVD, is defined as affecting the heart or blood vessels. It usually refers to atherosclerosis, heart disease, but includes many other ailments like high blood pressure and stroke. If you don't think you're at risk, try considering a full 1/3 of the U.S. population currently is affected by some form of CVD. That's well over 80 million people in the U.S. alone. Yeah, being average in this scenario is literally a dead end. Add on the number of people with cancer and other diseases and we're talking about half the population at least. Look, you owe it to yourself and your family to lead a healthier life. I could sit here and list different statistical numbers all day long. The fact of the matter is that these diseases are preventable. Your doctor is not allowed to tell you much of what you can read in this book. When he/she graduated from medical school, took an oath, and received a license to practice medicine, they agreed to only dispense drugs and prescribe surgery as the primary solutions of disease treatment. I could sit here all day and tell you about many of the medical conspiracies going on within our system right now. Just know that it all comes down to money. If there is money to be made by covering up the truth or keeping the status quo, then you can bet on that reality over the truth. The fact remains is that you are the only one who can control your health. To plug into the Body Blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. If you want to end up as a statistic like everyone else suffering in our society today, then just keep eating the same foods and living the same life. If you want to live a long life free of disease and at much lower risk for cancer, then follow the example of those who are truly the healthiest. I would love to keep going on this, but as previously promised, I think I beat it into your head well enough. Why increasing high-quality carbohydrates will help you slim down and give you the energy you need. I'm writing this section after the meat section because a common objection to cutting down or cutting out meat is that one won't have enough energy. My observations have been that your typical standard American diet, SAD, eater is getting much of their calories from fat, protein from meat or animal products, and processed foods which are rich in refined carbs and fats. A feeling of not enough energy when one switches their food intake is common. It does not mean that you should go back to your old diet. Often a feeling of sluggishness can come from our bodies detoxifying. If we have huge stores of toxins, heavy metals and hormones inside us, then the detox process is going to be rough. Similarly, someone who is addicted to caffeine will get headaches and jitters. That doesn't mean you need caffeine, it means that your body is addicted to it. Our bodies are addicted and will do the same thing to us when it comes to processed foods, fats and meats. The other reason one might feel sluggish is that in fact they aren't getting enough protein if they cut out or cut down drastically on their meat consumption. This is a genuine problem because we need a minimum amount of amino acids for our daily functions. However, eating the way this diet promotes, Lack of protein will likely not be a problem. Remember the point about nutrition education I made at the beginning of the book? More than following a diet plan, you're learning how your body works so that you can make healthier decisions for the rest of your life. Back to carbs. Our energy needs are met by carbohydrates. Glucose is taken up into our cells and burned as energy. If we don't have enough glucose, our body can go to work converting fats and proteins into glucose for fuel. I have come to realize that our diet should be roughly 2/3 carbohydrates to provide our body the energy supplies it needs. However, these carbohydrates should be unrefined. They can come from whole grains, legumes, beans, fruits and vegetables. You may have heard of the glycemic index, GI, in recent years. It has become popular with the rise in diabetes cases. Basically, the GI measures a food's effect on the secretion of insulin from our pancreas. Insulin is the hormone which escorts glucose into cells. Refined carbohydrates like most breads, pastas, chips, crackers, cereals and juices cause our internal systems to go haywire. These refined products have most of their fiber, vitamins and other nutrients stripped from them. This results in us getting the carbohydrates but without the accompanying nutrients that nature designed them to be processed with. On the WWD you will be focusing on eating unrefined sources of carbohydrates. This will ensure more fiber, vitamins, minerals and other micronutrients in your diet. Many of these unrefined carbohydrate sources also have the amino acids to meet your daily protein needs. There really isn't a need to count calories. If you're focused on eating unrefined carbs, you'll naturally fill up on these fiber-rich foods which are lower in calories than your current diet. Since digestion is actually the most caloric expensive process in your body, you can find joy in the fact that you are losing weight while stuffing your face. Recently, you read about the order in which our body burns calories for energy. This process dictates that if you increase your carbohydrate intake while decreasing fat and protein, your metabolism will naturally fire up. If our bodies are burning carbohydrates for energy right after protein utilization, the preference is to keep doing that and save the fat and protein for other processes like cell building and hormone production. Simply put, if we have a high carbohydrate diet, our body would rather burn carbs for fuel than spend the time and energy converting them to fat. Protein is utilized second in the metabolic process. These unrefined foods have enough protein to meet your needs but not so much that it slows down digestion. Your body will move on to the carbs quite quickly. The higher fiber content encourages a steady uptake of sugars into the blood instead of big sugar spikes. If we cut down on the fat, it encourages our bodies to depend on carbs for energy and therefore we won't have much if any fat to store as extra weight. Fat can be used for what it was designed, creating healthy cells and hormones. Remember that the conversion process of carbs to fat is energy expensive, meaning that we burn a lot of the calories during the conversion. All these factors in consuming a high carbohydrate diet are essential for weight loss and high energy. The worst thing you can do is eat fatty foods which are easily stored without burning calories. Newsflash: eating meat and refined foods will not help you lose weight unless you starve yourself. Even then, you are becoming unhealthy as you lose weight on those programs. Follow the WWD and you will lose weight and get healthy at the same time. The point to end with is that healthy carbs are your friend. Refined carbs and processed fats are what we are trying to avoid. Nutrients over calories. Focus on getting the proper nutrients from fresh, raw, unrefined foods and you will naturally eat less calories and encourage a detoxification which will make your body significantly healthier. Here are some examples of healthy carbohydrates that your body will use for fuel. To plug into the Body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Beans. Some of my favorites include black beans and garbanzo. Beans contain carbohydrates, protein and minerals. They can make any salad or soup heartier and more filling. Learn to love them. Instead of buying canned beans, you can actually buy them dry and just soak them overnight in water. The canned beans are higher in salt, So if you get those, drain and rinse them, which will reduce the salt content. Sprouted grain breads, these use whole grains and are high in protein. Generally these breads will use organic grains as well. If you have a gluten intolerance, this is the way to go because many sprouted grain brands offer a variety that is gluten-free. Sprouting a grain forms amino acids and enzymes which are beneficial to your body. The sprouted grain bread I buy contains 5 grams of protein per slice. Whole fruit, by whole I mean not cut up. Fruits have been specially designed by nature to break down quickly. Cutting up fruit will actually expose many of its valuable vitamins and antioxidants to the air, which destroys them pretty quickly. Better to take a whole piece of fruit with you than a lot of cut up fruit. However, sliced fruit whose nutrients have been diminished is still a healthier snack than pretzels or chips. Fruits may be high in sugar relative to other foods, but they contain a lot of the vitamins and phytochemicals you need along with fiber. Vegetables, many contain slow-processing starches which convert to sugars. Celery, bell peppers and cucumbers are good examples of these slow processors. Some vegetables like carrots or sweet potatoes are high in starches relative to their weight, but keep in mind that they also have tons of nutrients. Mix it up with your diet and make sure to include brightly colored vegetables as they have more nutrients. Whole grains, likely the bulk of your carbs. Whole grains like brown rice, quinoa and oatmeal also have fiber, vitamins and minerals to charge you up. Whole grains along with beans will be your primary sources of protein if you decide to go the meatless option on the WWD. What is the winter wellness diet? All this reading and we are finally getting down to the nuts and bolts. Think about it though, if this was the first paragraph most people wouldn't read the rest of the book. Here are the basic guidelines for the WWD. 65% carbs, 20%, 25% protein, 10%, 15% fat, including the omega-3s. Once you are familiar with nutrition labels, these percentages can be fairly easy to stick to. You'll be eating so many fresh fruits and veggies that don't have nutrition labels. That labels won't matter a whole lot anyway. The important part is that you need to watch your fat. The carbs and protein, for the most part, will take care of themselves, but the fat is what you need to be aware of for optimal success. Meatless or less meat option. You already know my feelings about meat. As an energy source I compare it to those old and dirty diesel trucks. It's not an efficient source of fuel. However, as a former carnivore I am familiar with the transition process as well. If you go meatless for this diet, great. Keep in mind that you need to focus on your protein intake. You will need to make conscious choices with your food in order to get enough protein every day. Protein need is quite varied depending on who you listen to. I've observed that anywhere between 25-75 grams of protein per pound of body weight is optimal. The low end would be for sedentary people and high end for athletes and bodybuilders. With all the changes that are going to be happening in your body because of this diet, you will be building new cells. We're going to shoot for 33.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight. For women you're looking at a range of 40 to 70 grams depending on your activity level. For men between 60 to 100 most likely. Your numbers may be a little different when you do the math for your body. However, I want you to calculate for a more ideal weight. We're not feeding your fat, remember. If you include meat, eat smaller portions. Take what you would normally consume and cut it in 1/2. Red meat and pork tend to have the highest fat. I recommend that you just focus on consuming poultry and fish if you're eating meat. There are healthier ways to cook them as well. Using water or vegetable broth to saute in the pan instead of oil or butter is a great initial step. I've been doing this for some time now, and although strange at first, I enjoy this method of cooking. If you go with the less meat option, make sure you trim off as much fat as you can see from your meat. Baking the meat with seasonings on top but without butter or oil is also an excellent option. You can bake in a covered dish or wrapped in foil to hold in the juices. Fruits, Veggies and grains have a lot more flavor for me now that I don't eat meat anymore. Pay attention to your change in tastes as you work your way away from fatty, salty, processed foods to fresh fruits and vegetables. Whether you go meatless or less meat, your body will thank you, and I know you'll feel the difference. Daily and weekly elements of the WWD. Morning is one of the most important times on the WWD. When we sleep, our bodies are rebuilding, recharging and detoxifying, when possible. When we wake up, it's important to flush these toxins out of our body, hydrate and give our bodies the best chance for success throughout the day. To plug into the Body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Drinking 2 to 3 glasses of water each day, 24 to 32 ounces, within 5 to 10 minutes of waking up will jumpstart our circulatory systems and flush out toxins accumulated from the night's rest. This is something healthy you should do for the rest of your life, by the way. Mostly in the winter we have the heater on and use the warmest blankets/comforters possible. Warm air underneath the sheets can actually dehydrate your body overnight. This also affects us in the summer when it's hot and we sweat even without the covers. Knowing how important hydration is, it's critical that you start your day off on the right foot instead of trying to play catch-up. In your morning water, I recommend that you add some bulk vitamin C. I purchased the bulk powder at the vitamin shop for $20. It's got the equivalent vitamin C of almost 500 of those fizzy packets. For optimal results on the WWD, I advise between 8 to 12 grams of vitamin C per day. At a mere $1.04 per gram, this is an inexpensive addition to your Get Healthy plan. Adding about 4 grams to water 3 times per day, morning, noon, night, is a great way to do it and will help your body repair while sleeping. For those of you that have limited time to get ready in the morning, before going to work, there are a few things to consider. Getting fluids in your system is more important than getting foods right away. Digestion draws water out of your system, so if you're already dehydrated from sleeping, eating just makes the problem worse. Also, depending on how long your commute is, you may want to plan for a bathroom en route. Ask me how I know. The Master Cleanse, this is not a diet, or an effective cleanse in and of itself. However, it can be a useful tool under WWD. To quickly make a Master Cleanse, peel a lemon leaving as much white pith on the fruit as possible and blend it together with 12-24 ounces of water, a tablespoon of grade B maple syrup and /pinch of cayenne pepper. This drink is alkalizing to your blood. The toxins that are byproducts of sleeping are acid-forming. An alkalizing drink like the Master Cleanse can help to neutralize these acids. I personally like to drink mine early in the day as part of my morning routine. It can also be a useful tool to hold off those food cravings throughout the day. Whether you're a sucker for a mid-morning snack before lunch or whether you can't make it to dinner, the Master Cleanse can be a good friend. Alkalizing the blood inspires your body to detox. Drink a Master Cleanse while on the WWD 3 to 5 times per week. A salad every day. I'm not talking about the side salad of iceberg, to cherry tomatoes and a couple slices of cucumber. Salads are your new best friend because you can make them as big as you want. Put in all your favorite veggies and get crazy. Salads are so beneficial because they give you tons of fiber, vitamins, minerals, trace minerals and phytochemicals. I'll include some delicious salad dressing recipes at the end of the book. With the low-fat dressing, you don't even need to count calories with your salads. The more you eat, the faster you'll lose weight. If you love a good salad, don't be afraid to have more than one each day. Vegetable soup. Soups are so important to this diet plan. Not only will they help warm you up when it's cold outside, but they contain so much beneficial fiber, carbs, protein and minerals. Generally, most of the vitamin content will be cooked away or destroyed because of air exposure. That's okay because you get a lot of your healthy calories from soup over the course of this diet. Fresh fruits and veggies are where you'll get your vitamins. By adding things like quinoa, beans, veggie meat, or lean meats if you're doing the less meat option. To the soup you will ensure yourself of meeting that daily protein requirement. Start to associate soup with the beginning of a new you. Even after you're done with the WWD, soups are an awesome way to stay healthy and fit for life. Superfoods. We've already talked about what some of the superfoods are. Here are some tips to incorporate more of them into your life. If you are at a restaurant and order a salad, ask if they can substitute spinach for the greens they have. I've worked in restaurants my whole life. Trust me, asking to substitute is not a big deal. Just be polite about it. Snacks during the day. Have a bag of golden berries, carrots, broccoli, seaweed or fresh fruit available around the house or at work, depending where you spend your day. That way if you're hungry for a snack you have something easy to reach for that is healthy and satisfying. Super smoothie. This is part of my morning routine and I love superfruit smoothies. Whether or not you have time in the morning may determine what part of your day you have the smoothie. Fruit digests best by themselves, so keep in mind to not eat anything for 20 to 30 minutes after the smoothie in the morning. If you have it for dessert after dinner, wait a good 45 minutes after you finish your meal to have the smoothie. Think of your smoothie like your daily multivitamin. The amount of vitamins, fiber and phytochemicals in one of these smoothies is unbelievable. I still advise taking a daily multivitamin drink, but this has more total nutrients than any vitamin you'll find on the market. Super shake. If you're truly interested in becoming healthy, this will become a daily ritual long term. The super shake that I refer to is a protein-packed, super green-infused, chocolatey mix of some of the best superfoods in the world. It's one of my favorite daily rituals for staying healthy. One of these super shakes will give you more nutrients in one glass than you're getting over the course of days with previous diets. They can be consumed as a meal replacement, post-workout supplement or as added nutrition to any of your daily meals. On workout days, I typically consume them as a post-workout meal, but generally have them as a late breakfast 30 to 45 minutes after my super smoothie on non-workout days. Yerba mate. This tea is truly amazing. I call it the superfood of teas. Doing a simple Google search will yield a plethora of knowledge about it, but if you want to take my word for it, here's what guayaki.com has on their website. 19. It helps stimulate focus. To plug into the body blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. And clarity, boost physical energy, is traditionally used to support weight loss programs that include a balanced diet and exercise, aids elimination and contains antioxidants. Good luck finding a drink that contains 24 vitamins and minerals, 15 amino acids, 11 polyphenols and natural caffeine. While green tea is good, it doesn't stack up to yerba mate. Drink it to warm you up, ice to cool you down, as a pre-workout stimulant or to help get you through your day. This can be an important drink to achieving the results you're looking for at pennies a day. Fish oil. There really is no better way to get your omega-3s on a daily basis. You may have heard that it tastes fishy, or people burp it up, etc. This means that they were taking a rancid supplement. Price and quality are very important when it comes to fish oil. A good purified fish oil will give you critical fatty acids like EPA and DHA, so your body doesn't have to make them. 9. Fish oil has been scientifically proven to lower cholesterol and blood pressure, reduce inflammation, increase metabolism and improve total body cell health. Remember how we have trillions of cells. We're going to lower your fat intake, but fish oil is something you don't want to do without. It's best absorbed when taken with your super shake or with the meal you eat the most vegetables. In the winter when the sun is hibernating, I recommend that you consume a fish oil with vitamin D added to it to help make up for lack of sun exposure to the skin. 45-60 minutes of rigorous exercise 4 to 5 days each week. You can lose weight without exercising, but it's so much better for your body, losing weight and long-term health if you can incorporate a consistent workout routine into your schedule. I'm not talking about spending all day at the gym or needing a Biggest Loser type trainer. As referenced earlier, I am talking about a solid workout routine with a good warm-up, combination of cardio, core and weight-resisted activity, and maybe some time in the steam room a few times per week. Combined with proper eating, you should begin to see the pounds literally melt off your body. 3 of your workout days should include moderately heavy weights, for you. Cardio every day, for at least 10 to 15 minutes on the weight training days. Circulation is so important. Fat metabolism relies on oxygen, so in order to burn fat we have to circulating oxygen-rich blood throughout our bodies. Typically, during cardio exercises when most of our fat calories are burned off. The weight training days are what will keep your metabolism burning calories, as your body needs to constantly repair your muscles. Eating and drinking rules to live by on the WWD. Well, actually, most of these rules can carry on with you for the rest of your life, but during your diet phase, this will be the willpower you need to have for the best chance at success. Don't eat breakfast before you've had your morning water. Make sure to wait minimum 15 minutes after drinking your morning water before consuming any type of smoothie, shake or other food. Wait a minimum of 30 minutes, preferably 45 minutes after eating a regular meal until drinking any substantial amount of fluids. You want your food to digest fully, especially if you've had meat. No eating 2 hours before bed. You want your body to digest food fully before going to sleep for multiple reasons. You don't enter deep sleep mode until your body is done digesting, which means you're losing out on time spent in deep sleep. The other reason is that if you fall asleep with undigested food, you're more likely to store calories as fat because your body metabolism drops during sleep. No fried foods. Deep fried foods are everywhere. If you're out to eat, just ask. Be aware that many restaurants use terms flash fried, oil velveted, lightly fried, etc., which is all code for deep fried. Usually you have the option of getting something not fried, or cooked another way, steamed, baked, cooked in chicken stock, etc. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Dressing on the side for salads when eating out. Restaurant dressings are filled with fat and sugar to make them even tastier. Their portions of dressing are usually more than what you'd add yourself. Drinking water in between meals is something you have to be conscious about. Sometimes a glass of water or master cleanse can put something in your stomach when you're hungry to both hydrate you and buy you time until your next official meal. Drinking water before bed is a good thing. Adding electrolytes and vitamin C to your pre-bedtime drink can help your body repair and regenerate while you sleep. Also, something that helps you sleep better, the higher percentage your dinner consists of raw vegetables, the better you will sleep. This is most likely due to their ease of digestion and influx of vitamins and minerals into your system. This is an observation of friends and myself. If you do have a late-night snack, fruit is the fastest digesting, healthy food you can eat. Cheating. Remember in the beginning? Variety is the spice of life, right? While you have access to a plethora of foods, indulging is good for the soul. I know this as well as anybody. Other diet programs' biggest money makers are their snacks. They figure out how to put a bunch of preservatives and non-healthy ingredients together to make a decent tasting snack that is low in calories. People buy these because supposedly it's a guilt-free way to get your fix without a bunch of calories. Instead of saying don't cheat, or trying to sell you some piece of crap that doesn't even resemble food, I'll say this: if you truly want to get healthy and lose weight, you can cheat very much. There is no such thing as cheating every day or cheating every other. To plug into the Body Blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Cheating is a reasonable indulgence once a week or twice a week at the most. At this point you know which foods are cheating foods. If you're going to cheat at one meal, you need to have 9 good meals to make up for it. That means you can't cheat every day or every other day. Cheating would be something along the lines of eating that scrumptious-looking dessert, or having that slice of pizza. Just remember what you've learned throughout this book. Understand what you are putting into your body, why it's not good for you and what better options you have available at the moment. After you weigh all the evidence, if you decide that this is your once-a-week cheating moment, go for it. Don't get all depressed and regretful while eating that brownie or piece of lasagna. Enjoy the hell out of it because you won't be able to cheat for at least 9 more meals. There are some foods that are just inherently tasty. If you're going to cheat, enjoy it as much as possible. Just remember to start appreciating the natural healthy food and how good it can taste too. A piece of fruit, almond butter and jelly sandwich on sprouted grain bread, or even a super smoothie can be just as enjoyable and indulgent as that cookie or candy used to be. Once you get down to your ideal weight, or achieve that optimal level of health, indulging yourself a couple more times per week can be a possibility. You can put the cart before the horse though. Didn't think I would end with that, did you? Like I said, I'm trying to give you a new experience with dieting. It doesn't have to suck to go on a diet. You know why diets suck? Because, you know it won't work. This can work. This will work if you follow the program. Invest a little bit of time learning about yourself, a little bit of money on some good food and supplements, and you too can feel amazing and become the healthiest you've ever been. Good luck, and keep in touch with your progress on the Body blog at www.worldhealthhub.com. You never know who else you can inspire with your story. Companies I recommend to purchase from: Navitas Naturals. This company is where I buy all of my superfoods. They source organic ingredients, purchase them in a fair trade fashion from farmers around the world, process them raw without high heat or preservatives, and sell for the best prices I found on a full line of products. I've met their people and they have good hearts. More than their bottom line, they are trying to make a difference in the world. I get my camu powder, chia seeds, coconut oil, goji berries, golden berries, hemp seeds, palm sugar, pomegranate powder and beet grass from them. It may seem like a lot, but they don't take up any more space in my pantry than the chips, pretzels, sodas, and other crap used too. Nordic Naturals, this is who I've gotten my fish oil from for years. They are one of the most environmentally friendly companies around. Going green and fishing in sustainable ways for decades has been their mission. These purified fish oils have won every award the industry offers. I have consistently gotten the best results using them for almost 4 years now. I use the Ultimate Omega Plus D3 and Omega Joint Extra formulas. Uiaki Yerba Mate. This is one cool company. They purchase their organic and fair trade yerba mate from Brazilian farmers. Their mission is to restore over 200,000 acres of the Brazilian rainforest and provide consistent, sustainable income to the region so that an eco-friendly economy can flourish. They even use biodegradable packaging made from plant cellulose that decomposes in the trash. I brew their loose leaf mate into tea, use their tea bags on the go, and also down their energy shots before a big workout at the gym. Oxylant. This is the effervescent multivitamin that I was referring to taking every day. It has vitamin D in it as well as many of the vitamins and minerals you need to get healthy and lose weight. It oxygenates, hydrates, circulates and rejuvenates the body in an easily absorbable formula. These vitamins are getting used by my body, not flushed down the toilet. They work with organizations such as the American Red Cross and Vitamin Angels to help people in need around the world. Baku. This is who I get greens and protein from. They have a greens formula called Superfood that actually has a pleasant taste. It includes adaptogens like maca and the ricin mushroom. The protein is highly absorbable, tastes great and contains no major allergens. I have been using the Superfood and Super Protein in my Super Shakes for some time now and I love them. Best tasting Super Shake I've ever had. Greens Plus and Amazing Grass also have nice, high quality products that I've tried before. Growing Naturals. They have the best tasting protein I've ever had. Using a sprouted grain, organic brown rice protein isolate, they can pack more protein into a package than anyone else. How they make it so tasty is a trade secret that I'm trying to figure out. This company will be on everyone's radar in the health world very soon. Without a doubt, they have the best protein on the market, even if you've never heard of them. They also sell rice milk that tastes amazing. You can use it on cereal, in your super smoothies, or add it to power oatmeal for a bit more creaminess. Vibrant Health. I've taken Vibrant Health's Green Vibrance for years. It has the most comprehensive formula on the market of any super greens. The plethora of ingredients gives it kind of a bitter, wheatgrass shot type taste. I was able to make it taste better by mixing my oxylant with it. Kind of tasted like fruit juice after I did that. You could also add it to a superfruit smoothie for more palatable taste. This is one of the pricier companies on the market to purchase supplements from. I've met with their owner and they are 100% committed to using high-quality, organic. To plug into the Body Blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Ingredients, which is why they are more expensive. In fact, Ted, the owner, isn't even at the office half the time because he is traveling around the country giving lectures on health and proper nutrition to kids. It will be a matter of economics basically. If you can afford $1.25/day, it's worth it. Otherwise, get some cheaper greens and some extra superfoods from Navides. Recipes. Most fruit and vegetables that I personally use are organic. If unavailable or if cost is a factor, don't feel guilty about non-organic. Eating more fruits and veggies is better than nothing. Trader Joe's is the best place I have found for cost and availability of organic produce. Snacks. There are tons of foods to snack on throughout the day. Snacking isn't bad, bad snacking is bad. Take some fruit with you, maybe a bag of carrots, or broccoli. I like to keep a bag of golden berries handy because a handful is a little tart and curbs my hunger. Plus they are high in protein. The same can be said for goji berries. Like I said before, keeping a bag of raw broccoli or carrots at work can be a simple way to eat good food and keep from using your weekly cheat on a snack. Any piece of fruit is good for extra vitamins throughout the day. Apples especially can help to hold off hunger for a while. Even something as simple as a little to-go container with quinoa, some black beans and a spoonful of hummus can keep me going for a while. Hummus is great, but be aware of the store-bought hummus since it's usually high in fat. Be creative, and feel free to visit the Body Blog at www.worldhealthhub.com to share your favorite recipes and snacks with other WWD participants. Master Cleanse 1 lemon, preferably organic, peeled 1 TBSP grade B maple syrup 1 pinch cayenne pepper. Blend together for 30 seconds. Super smoothie. 2 bananas to kiwis, by the way, I leave the skin on. No telling what healthy compounds are in it. 1 cup frozen strawberries, 1 cup frozen blueberries, 1 TBSP acai powder, 1 TSP wheatgrass, 1 TBSP pomegranate powder, 1 TBSP camel powder. 2 cups warm water. Blend together for 30 seconds. Makes 2 servings. I also like to grind up 1/2 cup goji berries and add them to the smoothie. Super shake. I use as a post-workout shake or take about 30 to 45 minutes after my super smoothie. This can take the place of a meal as well. If you take with fish oil, it has balanced nutrition of protein, carbs, fat and fiber. All the nutrients your body needs. 12 ounces organic plant milk, almond, rice or soy. 1 serving of protein, you can even substitute hemp protein powder. 1 serving of greens, 2 TBSP raw cacao, 1 TBSP raw maca. I use an imitation magic bullet to mix it up and drink directly from the mixing cup. Less cleanup and less waste of shake that you may lose in a blender. Power oatmeal. This is a great breakfast and also a good pre-workout meal as well. 1/2 cup of oats. Trader Joe's also has a multigrain that cooks like oatmeal. Cook oats and then add 1 TBSP palm sugar, 1 TSP coconut oil, a healthy saturated fat that will help build healthy hormones and cholesterol. 1 tsp chia seeds, 2 tbsp hemp seeds, 1 tbsp golden berries or cranberries. Add a splash of plant milk for creaminess if you feel like. Salads. I've never understood why chefs try and get all creative with salads. It's a salad. If you take out the calorie-rich meats, cheeses and dressings, the vegetables are all the same. Here are greens to choose for salad: romaine lettuce, baby mixed greens and spinach. To plug into the Body Blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Veggies for salad: tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, bell peppers, carrots, celery, avocados, etc. Protein for salad: garbanzo beans, black beans, kidney beans, tofu. I like tofurkey. They have a lot of flavorful varieties that have really grown on me. Low-fat meat: chicken, turkey, fish. Nuts for salad: walnuts, sliced almonds, pecans. Fruit: dried cranberries, golden berries, raisins. Putting a healthy dressing on your salad: most salad dressings have a bunch of oil in them with little vinegar. We're going to switch that balance to just a touch of oil, sesame or olive oil, and mostly vinegar. There are a ton of flavored vinegars out there that give great flavor and almost no calories. Experiment and buy a few different vinegars and have fun. By the way, vinegar is an amazing substance. It can help lower cholesterol and blood pressure. For one salad, try 1 tbsp sesame or olive oil and 3 tbsp balsamic, orange muscat or strawberry blush vinegar. Dash of sea salt and a dash of pepper. Or mix some orange muscat vinegar with crushed fresh strawberries. Blend together and top on your salad. No fat and very low calorie, tasty salad dressing. Or salsa. Yep, just salsa can make for a very tasty salad dressing. Terry's taco salad. Start with the base of mixed greens and slash or spinach and add chopped onions, tomatoes, cucumber, bell pepper and black beans or kidney beans. Then add ground veggie meat. I get mine at Trader Joe's called Eve, about 1/2 package to the salad. Instead of a traditional salad dressing, use salsa. Toss it up and put some chips on top. For a lower fat option, you can get Ezekiel's sprouted grain tortillas and toast them crispy in the toaster oven. You can break them into chips and put them on top instead of chips. For a spicier option, go with spicy salsa, or use water to saute the veggie meat in a pan and add cayenne pepper while it heats up. Peanut butter and jelly. This has turned into one of my favorite snacks. Be careful because of the fat content of the nut butters. I typically use either peanut butter or almond butter, and I buy organic reduced sugar fruit preserves from Trader Joe's. Toast, or don't, some sprouted grain bread and spread a thin layer of the nut butter on with as much jelly as you want. This is a high-protein snack that can keep you going for a while. Plus, it's highly portable. However, I often use a good PB&J as a sweet treat for dessert. Tex-Mex Veggie Burger. In my opinion, the healthiest veggie burgers that you can buy are Dr. Prager's. They make a Tex-Mex variety that you can cook in the pan without any oil at all. I like to saute some mushrooms and onions in a separate pan while toasting 2 slices of sprouted grain bread. I then add some BBQ sauce for a little zing, put some spinach or mixed greens on the mushrooms and onions, and it's awesome. If you're doing really well with the low-fat goal, slicing some avocado on top is a good way to get some different flavors in the veggie burger while getting some healthy fats. If you are doing the less meat WWD, just know that burgers have a lot of fat in them. Read the nutrition labels. Even if you aren't giving up meat, you may want to consider switching over to veggie burgers. Sweet potato fries can substitute yam, parsnips or potato. Preheat oven to 400 degrees and prepare sweet potatoes, probably about 3 sweet potatoes, by slicing them into strips. In a mixing bowl, combine 2 tbsp olive oil to tbsp garlic, crushed, pinch of sea salt, pinch of black pepper, pinch of turmeric, dash of ginger powder, dash of cayenne pepper, sprinkle of oregano flakes, healthy sprinkle of parsley flakes or fresh chopped parsley. Mix the spices together and then add the slices of your root vegetable to the mix and toss them around to give them a good coating. Bake at 400 degrees for about 30 to 45 minutes. They are done when they start to brown on all sides. Fajitas: 1 bell pepper, 1 onion, 1 pack of mushrooms, 1 lime or lemon, 1 can refried black beans, sprouted grain tortillas. To plug into the Body Blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Saute sliced veggies for about 2 to 4 minutes, adding sea salt, pepper, garlic, cayenne pepper and squeezing lime juice over top. For a higher protein meal you can add veggie meat to the refried black beans, which are actually pretty low in fat. I also like to add green chilies to the beans as well. Be careful with regular tortillas. They are usually pretty high in fat, so read the nutrition label. Veggie wrap: this high-protein, low-fat delight has turned many a people onto the way I eat. Whole wheat, stone-ground lavash bread, from Trader Joe's, is like a flat bread. Lay flat and spread either refried black beans or hummus on the bread and pile up with, in this order for maximum pileability, quinoa, spinach, tofurkey, or low-fat meat. Cucumber, bell pepper, tomato, avocado, onion on top with Trader Joe's sweet chili sauce. Roll it up and good luck finishing it. I like to wrap a paper towel around the bottom of it to avoid spills and drips. Easy sauteed spinach. If you're getting a good amount of veggies, this is a great way to get even more. Instead of trying to put down a whole bag of spinach with the salad, you can heat a pan, add garlic and some lemon juice to the pan and lightly wilt the spinach by stirring it quickly. Optional, sprinkle a dash of sea salt on top of your delicious, garlicky, lemony pile of vitamins, minerals and protein. This is a great side dish to any meal or can be a standalone snack. Crazy quinoa. You should be able to find quinoa at most stores. Bring 4 cups low-sodium veggie broth to a boil and add 2 cups quinoa, 1/2 chopped onion, 1/4 to 1/2 cup dried cranberries, or golden berries, 2 tsp honey, 2 tsp apple cider vinegar. Simmer for about 20 minutes or until the rings are visible on the quinoa. You'll see what I mean, and there is no more liquid left in the pan. This is delicious to eat all by itself or as a side dish to any meal. Quinoa cooks almost exactly like rice, so if you have any favorite rice recipes, low in fat of course, then you can just substitute. White rice is like regular pasta, refined and stripped of nutrients. Quinoa is a simple addition to your diet that will give you more protein and trace minerals. A very simple way to cook is with low-sodium vegetable broth in place of water. Pasta sauce. First of all, I recommend that if you make pasta, you use whole wheat pasta or whole grain rice pasta. The regular pastas that most people use are classic examples of refined carbohydrates that have been stripped of their fiber and other nutrients. Yeah, we are used to that taste, but it's not healthy for you. I like to start by sautéing onions, mushrooms and bell peppers together with some garlic, oregano, sea salt and pepper. The salt will help draw out the flavors of the veggies. I then add fresh tomatoes that have been chopped. Or, if I use cherry tomatoes, I like to either slice them in half or crush them in a bag and then add the crushed tomatoes to the sauce to simmer and reduce. If you use canned tomatoes, tomato paste or tomato sauce, get the low-sodium varieties when possible. Plus fresh tomatoes will invariably taste better too. I'll use this sauce on top of pasta if I have it, or I like to add it on top of quinoa as well. You can layer some quinoa on a plate, put some raw spinach on top of that, and then add the sauce for a tasty, nutritious dish. Soup recipe. Soups are one of the easiest things to make. Broth in the pot and then just add a bunch of vegetables and spices. Let it come to a boil for 10 to 15 minutes and then simmer it for 45 minutes and it's ready. As a base for all my soups I use low-sodium vegetable broth. My pot of soup takes about 8 cups comfortably, leaving room for vegetables. I buy 2 4-cup containers of broth at Trader Joe's for $2 each. Soup is a pretty inexpensive meal that you can pack a lot of vitamins, minerals, fiber, carbs and protein into. You can also use soup bouillon cubes as well. Here are some things to consider seasoning your soups with: garlic, black pepper, cayenne pepper, sparingly if you don't like spicy, turmeric, anti-inflammatory, oregano oil, paprika, cumin, parsley, basil, bay leaf and more. To plug into the Body Blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. My family famous veggie soup: 8 cups low-sodium veggie broth, 1 cup water, 4 carrots chopped, 1 large onion chopped, red, white or yellow, 4 stalks celery chopped, 1 small box/bag of mushrooms, any variety, 2 zucchini chopped, 2 yellow squash chopped, looks like zucchini, 1 cup quinoa, 1 can washed garbanzo beans, 6 ounces veggie meat. I also like to vary the recipe. I'll use wild rice instead of quinoa and black beans instead of garbanzo beans. 20 minutes before the soup is done simmering you could add 2 chopped sweet potatoes to the pot. If there are particular vegetables you don't like, take them out of the recipe and add in a vegetable that you do like. I'm not the chef, I just love food. I've been able to create my own recipes, but generally what I do is I find interesting looking recipes and then use my knowledge about what is healthy and just change them around a bit. For me, the first basic thing I do is make sure I don't put any milk, cream, cheese or meat in my soups. If you are doing the WWD less meat option, then leave out the dairy, use lean meat and use about 1 slash to the meat that is called for. Oregano oil is very concentrated in flavor and you only need a drop or 2. Adding a small amount, 1 or 2 tablespoons of olive oil is fine as well. Always ask yourself the question throughout the day: how's my fat intake so far? Remember, you want your body to blow through the carbs and proteins so it can start burning those fat stores for energy. Do a simple Google search for healthy soup recipes. I found some pretty good ones that don't need a whole lot of modification from Women's Health magazine. So try searching Women's Health soup recipes. Juice recipes. Juicing is something you don't have to get too creative with. I don't view it as a culinary challenge to create the coolest concoction. I view juicing as the easiest way to get the most nutrients into my body. It's a good way to hold off hunger as well. If you're the creative type though, there are lots of juicing books, websites and blogs out there to get some tasty ideas. Carrot juice: I get a 1-pound bag of organic carrots at Trader Joe's for 79 cents. Can't get much easier than that. Costco also sells a 10 pounds bag of organic carrots for $5 if you have the room in your fridge. Carrots are one of my favorite vegetables to juice. I sometimes combine them with celery, which has good magnesium, or pink grapefruit juice with skin on, or other citrus fruits. If you have a local farmer's market around, I recommend juicing whatever fruit or vegetable is in season. So if it's apples, oranges, grapefruit, berries, carrots, cucumbers, cabbage or broccoli, just juice whatever you can. Remember to thoroughly wash the outsides of the food before you juice. Salad juice: I'll fill my blender full of spinach, and then use it as the receptacle for all the juice. I juice carrots, celery, cucumber and tomato into the blender. Then I blend it all together and drink it down. Pretty tasty and the equivalent of at least a salad's. Try doing it with kale as well, but raw kale has a stronger flavor than spinach, so start with less and work your way up. Other things to juice that you can add in small amounts are garlic, ginger root or beets. Be careful to watch it. Your pea can turn purple with beets. If it does, you've used too much. Tasty treats. Hey, I have a sweet tooth just like anyone else. Here are a couple healthier versions of traditional indulgences. I advise to spend more of your time getting creative with the fruits, veggies, nuts, grains and seeds that are going to help you lose weight and get healthier quickly and save the creative desserts for celebrations. It's important to set progressive goals for yourself, and then when you reach those milestones, celebrate them. Reward yourself on a job well done. Coconut bars. These are kind of like a lower calorie, vegan almond joy. Take 2 cups unsweetened shredded coconut and add about 1/2 cup of raw almond flour. Put raw almonds in the food processor and pulverize until it's flour-like. 1 cup whole grain oats, 1/4 cup cashews, 1/4 cup applesauce, 3 to 5 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of vanilla, and mix together with a spoon. Mixture should be able to be pressed together and hold its shape. If not, add more applesauce and honey. You can make them into bars, balls, or whatever you like. Bake at 350 for 20 minutes. Meanwhile, melt a bar of at least 70% dark chocolate. I get the 73% dark chocolate bar from TJS, and spoon over the top after removing from the oven. To plug into the Body Blog community or read more health articles, check out www.worldhealthhub.com. Put in the fridge for the chocolate to harden, and it will also help hold them together. These guys are delicious, addictive, and best of all, low in sugar. They are a nice dessert or even an energy snack. Once again though, watch out for the fat content in foods. The nuts and coconut are where the fat is coming from in this tasty treat. Julie Morris Raw, no big brownies. These guys are pretty unbelievable at 135 calories each. When made with her recipe amounts, 66 calories come from fat. True, they are the good-for-you omega fats, but this just proves that you can really undo your hard work if you're not careful. If you are going to indulge, don't feel guilty about it, but see if you can do it with foods that are good for you too. These brownies, in addition to being delicious, are full of good-for-you vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. I wouldn't call one a cheat, but I would definitely eat only 1 or 2 and on a gym day. 1 cup walnuts, 1 cup pitted medjool dates, about 8, 1/2 cup raw cacao, pinch of sea salt. Combine in a food processor until it's a fudgy-like texture. Mold into brownie bites and let firm up in the fridge. Conclusion: I'm not a professional writer, I'm not a certified nutritionist or trainer. What I am is a student of life. I'm an everyday person just like you. Ever since I left the nest, I've had a longing to be the best that I can be. When I became passionate about health, nutrition, and living a long time, I wanted to learn everything there was to know about it. After 7 years of reading, watching, and listening to all I've had time to absorb, I still feel like an infant when it comes to knowledge of the body. Not because I haven't learned anything, but because there is so much to know and because our awareness keeps changing. What I can say is that I have 7 years of experience learning all I've had time to. In those 7 years I've come to realize that we are not only kept from learning real information about health, but that we are actually told false information by companies, organizations, and government that have the incentive to do so. We only get one shot at this life as far as I know, and I want to make sure that I make the most of it. I don't want to lose out on the miracle of life sick in a bed for even a few days. I hope that I've been able to inspire that you too can live a long and healthy life, free of disease, with all the energy you've ever wanted. This type of life is only a momentary decision away. You don't need a big plan on how to start implementing change into your life, you just need a decision, yes or no, to do it. Best of luck, and you can always keep in touch with me on the Body Blog at www.worldhealthhub.com to share your story, share your pictures, and share your success in health. Russ.